Absolutely, and he adds that dust of quality, doesn't he, to this Luton side? He's slightly different to the other signings that Rob Edwards has made over the off-season, which has by and large been players from the Football League who have EFL experience. Barkley very much an established Premier League player. And as you mentioned, particularly coming back to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, he's got extra motivation this evening to try and give his former employees a bit of a headache.
Absolutely, is that a foul there? It might well be a foul on Jackson. Tireless work rate by the ex-Villarreal man. That's something that I really have noticed in the first couple of games for Chelsea. His work rate really does seem quite something, and it's definitely a problem, it's fair to say, for defences. Here on the ball now is Disasi, of course, did score against Liverpool in Chelsea's first game. The other goal for Chelsea scored by Chukwuemeka as Sanchez put under a little bit of pressure there by Morris, who did score in the opening game for Luton as well. Thiago Silva goes out to the left-hand side, and Chelsea can bring it forward. Good back heel there, and here's Caicedo on his first start for the club. Good ball out wide to the right.
นะครับเชลซีกับปั้นเท้านะครับเพื่อนๆน้องใหม่นะครับมีตัวที่เรารู้จักก็น่าจะเป็นลอสบัคลี่ป่ะครับแล้วก็ไอของเด็กเก่าแมนยูอ่ะต่อเหรอครับ
certainly has looked a lot more threatening under Maurizio Pochettino in the early going. Caicedo goes to play one to the right. I believe that hit Morris on the chest.
ฮัลโหล
Chelsea can try and just play it
ฮัลโหล1 2 3
You do imagine, Tom, this will be a game largely dominated by Chelsea possession. If you are Luton, you've just really got to soak up the pressure, haven't you, and really take advantage of it if you do get the opportunity.
Absolutely.
ฮัลโหล1 2 3 4
You'd imagine that then 30% possession, an absolute most in this game. Chelsea dominated the ball for large spells against Liverpool on the opening weekend.
ครับเพื่อน
West Ham last week. So you'd imagine
ๆเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อย
moving the ball around with a bit of a swagger, a confidence at the moment, but not really venturing beyond the halfway line. So Luton will be pretty comfortable to sit back, relax, and just try and play on the counter-attack the best they can.
Absolutely, it's Jackson on the turn there. It's a nice turn by Jackson who can run forward. There's a really good challenge on him. Jackson tries to keep his feet, finds Sterling into the area. Sterling cuts it back. Chance for Sterling, good block in there. Believe it might well have been made by Lockyer. That's an early chance though for Chelsea after 4 minutes. Great
ตอนนี้นะ
Jackson stayed on his feet.
เชลซี
Ball into Sterling who turned and had the shot. Really
น้องใหม่ลูตันทาวน์นะครับถ้าชนะวันนี้ไม่ได้ก็จะพูดยังไงแล้วนะเพื่อนตามตรง
That is very, very well defended by Lockyer again. That's a corner. Good opportunities though there for Chelsea.
Yeah, and a little bit worrying for Luton that defending there on those two attacks was a little bit last ditch. Chelsea doing really well down that right-hand side first with Jackson and Sterling interchanging, and then that cross into the box from Gusto. Lively stuff from Chelsea. Jackson and Sterling in particular looking pretty sharp so far.
Absolutely sharp start from them. Enzo Fernandez it will be to take the corner for the
ไว้เชลซีสู้ๆวันนี้ต้องเรียกความมั่นใจให้ได้นะครับสำหรับเชลซีโอ้โหสวยแจ็คสันเอ้าไลม์เซอร์ลิงยิงโอ้โหเย็ดเข้ติดบล็อกไปที่ลอสบัตลี่บอลเป็นชิวเวลอีกเพื่อนๆอย่าลืมนะฝากกดไลค์กด Subscribe ให้หน่อย
Yeah, he'd come back from the original corner. Adebayo, his height will be really helpful to Luton in both penalty boxes, you'd imagine, and he got a couple of blocks in now. I'm just wondering, is the referee Rob Jones?
โอ้ดูดิครับแจ็คสันแม่งโคตรผิวเลยส่งให้เซอร์ลิงจะ
Looking at the replay there, it seems
Did
a
block.
little harsh. It hits his leg and then deflects up, strikes his arm. Yes, you can argue it's in an unnatural position, but I'm not sure what he's meant to do about that. And it's resulted in a free kick in a dangerous area for Chelsea.
Well, looking at the replay we saw, Tom, I think that it actually looked like it was close to the penalty area. Then he's actually taking it though here, because it looked like that maybe it was the second one he's penalised him for. Chelsea have a chance to whip it in nonetheless. It's Chilwell and Enzo Fernandez over it. It's a rather dangerous one. Chelsea do certainly have bodies in the penalty area here. Luton will have to make the most of their defensive work this evening. They'll expect to do
โอ้โหเอนโซเปิดติด
It's going to be headed up in the air. Chance for Thiago Silva heads it back across, and Sterling on the volley, and that is straight at the goalkeeper. Very gratefully, that's a really good opportunity for Chelsea. It was well defended. Thiago Silva originally heads it in. It's cleared out. It falls to Raheem Sterling, who hammers it goalwards. And in fairness to Kaminsky, he does well to hold it. It's hit with power, and luckily for Kaminsky, it was straight at him.
Well, he's not going to strike that any cleaner.
เอาเหอะเชลซีครับใครเป็นแฟนทีมไหนนะครับเข้ามาได้นะครับมีให้เพื่อนๆกดโหวตนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้ด้วย
Kaminsky still does brilliantly well
ในทีมเชลซีนะผมสงสารในนี้มากสุดละไอเทียโก้ซิงวาไอชิบหายมึงให้กูเล่นทุกนัดเลยแจ้งบอกมึงซื้อมาเป็นสำรองนี่จะ339แล้วมั้งครับเป็นทุกนัดเลยก็ฮัลโหลนะครับสวัสดีครับเพื่อนทุกคนนะครับยินดีต้อนรับนะครับช่องไลฟ์สปอร์ตยินดีต้อนรับพี่ๆทุกคนนะครับเอายิงโอ้โหเฮ้ยเจ็ดเคเตอร์ลิงโอ้โหเซอร์ลิงแม่งยิงเต็มข้อยี่เซฟเฉยนะครับเพื่อนๆโอ้โหยอดไอ้เหี้ยดูดิครับเพื่อนๆดูลูกโอ้โหสุดยอดประตูลูตันเท้าคามิสกี้นะครับอาจจะเป็นตัวทีมชาติเบลเยียมนะครับโอ้โหอับเบเล่เปิดเอาไปโอ้โหอันเชLuton's top scorer last season, more of the out-and-out striker. It's good ball played by Burke towards Adebayo. Just couldn't really take it in control as well. ครับเทียโก้ครับแม็กแจ็คสันครับนี่ครับเป็นเคิลแจ็คสันโอ้โหชิวิลเปิดไม่ดี And coming forward now is Tahith Chong into the penalty area. He goes well, so he gets a shot away, and oh, it's not. เกิดลูตันทาวมันก็ต้องสู้อ่ะโหไม่มาเพิ่งขึ้นฤดูกาลมาในรอบหลาย10 ปีนะครับลูตันทาวเนี่ยเคยเล่นพรีเมียร์ลีกนานมากแล้วอ่ะbit of encouragement for Luton there. Yeah, not the start Moises Caicedo was looking for. Didn't seem to quite know what he wanted to do as he came away with the ball down the left-hand side. Ended up falling over his own feet. Chong broke forward. As you say, some good composure in the penalty area to work it onto that favoured left foot, but couldn't find the finish. Oh, Bell's giving it away, and this could allow Jackson to get in here. Jackson into the penalty area, turns back. Oh, and in the end, Jackson really forgot where the ball was, if anything, and Lockyer was there to pick his pocket and take it away from him. I think Jackson again, he does well there. แต่วันปีนี้เขาก็ซื้อทีมคุมมาด้วยนะว่าแม่งเจอประตูคนนี้แม่งทากิชอก็อยู่นะครับ The attack breaks down. It's kind of end-to-end stuff at the moment, isn't it, Tom? But I feel like maybe the quality going forward is a little bit lacking from both teams, which might be understandable. กันสวัสดีนะครับพี่ๆต้อนรับพี่ๆทุกคนนะครับเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยต้องแชทนะครับมีเพื่อนๆโหวตนะช่วยกันโหวตหน่อยจะทีมไหนโหวตทีมนั้นนะครับพี่ๆไม่ว่าจะเป็นทีมบอลเฉพาะกิจหรือทีมบอลนี่ก็มีอะไรพิมพ์แชทมาคุยกันได้นะครับ Chelsea looking to build it forward. Luton have keeping a good shape for now though. Gallagher who's making his 7th consecutive start for Chelsea, going into last season as well. Enzo Fernandez and the Argentinian World Cup winner try and conjure something up for the Blues. Caicedo, and it's Chelsea just trying to keep in possession at the moment, trying to trouble Luton the best they can. Cross comes in from Gusto, but that's easily going to be headed away from Lockyer. But Caicedo's there to retrieve. Here's Enzo Fernandez again. Chelsea pushing forward. Ball in from him, and that's going to be headed away from Bell. But still not dangerous, still not clear. Gallagher, can he get a shot away? He might with his left foot. He goes for a set to Sterling into the area. Sterling, can he get the shot away eventually? He checks back a couple of times. Gallagher, will Chelsea ever get this shot away? Gusto with a chance to cross. It's Lockyer once again who's there to head away. And Luton Town are dealing with it defensively for now. 10 minutes played, it's still goalless. Yeah, guilty of trying to walk that in a little bit, Chelsea. Lovely reverse ball on the edge of the area from Conor Gallagher. But Raheem Sterling needed to get that shot away quickly. Once he didn't, Luton had so many bodies back inside their own penalty box. They were able to snuff out the danger. They're sitting so deep, the visitors, though, at the moment. In open play with Chelsea's got the ball. That back four of Luton, back 5, even if you like, they're camped on the edge of their own penalty box. They need to get 10-15 yards higher up the pitch. Well, Tom said, of course, Luton might not be expecting more than 30% possession. They've had 15. They've had half of that number so far in the game. Just under 11 minutes. Chelsea nil, Luton. Gallagher โอ้โหล็อกสวยเอาไลน์เซอร์ลิงไอ้ตุดงอนโอ้โหไม่มีเหลี่ยมเอาไงย้อนไปที่ Gallagher อีก1 ครั้งกุสโตเปิดไปไม่ได้ครับ Certainly has been one of the Chelsea success stories of signings in recent times. And he's in position. มึงเอาบอลนานไปหน่อย He looks for Disasi on the to his right. Again, Morris and Adebayo just the only ones in the Luton's half for now. Chelsea's half, my apologies. And Disasi finds Thiago Silva again. Of course, first league meeting between these two sides is 1991 in December 1991. Luton Town won 2-0 that day. on home soil. Good ball over the top now to Chilwell in behind. He tries to keep the ball alive. It's
Diego Silva
Lockyer took a bit of a risk letting that go there. I don't think Kaminsky was on the same wavelength. And if any Chelsea
ก็ยินดีต้อนรับนะครับช่องเราจะเป็นแนวการเชียร์บอลนะครับโดยส่วนตัวนะผมเป็นแฟนอาร์เซนอลครับพี่
little bit of a risk taken there from Lockyer, I must admit.
บอลไงครับไปทุกทีมอยู่แล้วครับแต่ผมเป็นอาร์เซนอลชอบดูฟุตบอลก็จะเป็นทีมที่เป็นคู่อริกับอาร์เซนอลหรือว่าเป็นแชมป์ผมก็ดูหมดแล้วผมมีอ่านประจำอยู่หลายตอนช่วงคืนนะครับหลังประมาณ3 ทุ่ม 4 ทุ่มขึ้นไปครับก็ตรงกับบอลฟุตบอลคู่พรีเมียร์ลีกใหญ่หรือว่าบอลลีกอื่นบาร์เซโลนาเรอัลมาดริดใหญ่ผมก็จะไลน์นะก็ยินดีต้อนรับทุกคนนะครับเป็นแฟนทีมไหนมาได้เลยครับเชียร์บอลไปด้วยกันครับเชียร์บอลคนเดียวไม่มันเท่าเชียร์กับเพื่อนหรอครับเฮ้ยเชียร์กับเพื่อนมันกว่าครับผมก็อาศัยเป็นเพื่อนของผู้คนหนึ่งนะครับในการเชียร์บอลไปด้วยกันโปเชตติโน่นะครับยังไม่ชนะใครเลยนะโปเชตติโน่ครับ2 เกมที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยครับยังไม่ชนะใครเลยนะนัดแรกมาครับที่ชนะฟูลแลมมา 2-0
Yeah, 13 minutes played at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Luton Town 0. You're listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Mauricio Pochettino comes onto our screen now. He's still looking for his first victory as Chelsea manager. Of course, formerly of Tottenham Hotspur and has also spent some time at PSG as well, Pochettino. He's got a big job to do at Chelsea after their very poor season by their standard last season. Their lowest ever points tally, 44 points in a 12th place finish.And obviously Luton Town promoted
2 นัดที่ผ่านมานะยังไม่ชนะเลยเสมอ1แพ้1นะครับเสมอกับลิเวอร์พูลมาแล้วก็แพ้เวสต์แฮมลาเวียครับนี่ครับกล้องจับไปที่ลาเวียไกเซโดสนุกครับเพื่อนๆพี่เข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามในช่องแชทมีให้โหวตนะครับโหวตกันด้วย13 นาทีผ่านไปนะครับก็ยังสูสีเซอร์ลิงนะครับยิงไปติดเซฟของไอ้คามินสกี้นะครับคามินสกี้ตีเดินหน้าบุกต่อเนี่ยครับสวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆ10 กว่าคนนะครับกดไลค์ให้หน่อยนะครับเพื่อนๆรบกวนนะครับยิ่งเพื่อนกดไลค์เยอะมันยิ่งไปเด้งหน้าฟีดเพื่อนอื่นรบกวนฝากกดไลค์กด Subscribe ให้หน่อยนะครับ
Ended up going over the top of the crossbar.
Good play by Adebayo there to keep the ball as well, and he finds Barkley. Actually, can Barkley do anything with it? He goes to his left, chance to cross in. It's going to be defended by Basasi. A corner for Luton Town, and these are the positions they have to make the most of. It was worked well from Barkley.
เฮ้ยสวยแจ็คสันไปอีกแล้วครับแจ็คสันได้บอลแจ็คสันส่งไปที่ชิเวลเอนโซยิงไอ้เหี้ยไม่ได้โอ้โหเอ็ดคาร์เหรอเอนโซเหี้ยเติมโคตรสวยเลยนี่ครับลูกโอวิลเปิดให้แจ็คสันนะครับแล้วแจ็คสันตบเข้าในไปหาชีเวลแตะเบาๆแล้วก็เอนโซกดได้ซ้ายอุยเย็ดเคข้ามคานนี่ครับโอ้โหเชี่ยแม่งเช็ดคานด้วยโอ้ยสวยเอนโซ
Sanchez's goal and Thiago Silva, the Brazilian, just booted the ball out of harm's way. And here is Kaminsky, the former Blackburn Rovers goal.
เอาละครับบัคลี่นี่ครับมีตัวอดีตเด็กเก่าเชลซีด้วยครับบัคลี่เอาเว้ยสู้ๆเว้ยตันไม่ได้เล่นพรีเมียร์ลีกมาต้องดูตันทาวนี่ไม่ได้ขึ้น
Some rise up the ranks just like Luton really came a long way in a short space of time. And can he get Luton's first points on the board this evening? But as for now it's still 0-0, but Luton Town I'm sure would have taken that after 16 minutes of this game. And to be honest their goal hasn't really been under too much threat as of yet. Chelsea have had their moments, but I wouldn't say they've exactly been hammering that Luton goal at all. It's Enzo Fernandez.
โอ้โห
Ball now he finds Gallagher and Caicedo niceเฮ้
ยลูตันก็พยายามบุกเข้าใส่บ้างนะครับมีหือมีอือบ้างนะครับเชลซี
into the area. Can he still go? Sterling still goes on. Good run. Oh, it's a brilliant goal from Raheem Sterling.
เปิดไปอีกแล้วไม่ได้ครับเป็นลูกตั้งเตะนะครับของเชลซีแต่เชลซีนะครับ2 นัดที่ผ่านมายังไม่ชนะนะเสมอ1แล้วก็แพ้1เดี๋ยวเราต้องรู้นะครับว่านัดนี้เชลซีไม่ชนะผมว่าก็ไม่น่าเป็นห่วงแล้วมันต้องชนะแล้วเรียกความมั่นใจแล้วเจอน้องใหม่ด้วยทีมมูลค่านักเตะครับของลูตัน52 ล้านปอนด์ของเชลซี900 กว่าล้านปอนด์นะพี่ทีมมันห่างกันแบบเป็น10เกือบ20 เท่าครับ18-19 เท่าในมูลค่านักเตะถ้าเชลซีมันได้มันไม่รู้จะพูดยังไงแล้วแต่ปีนี้ดูเซอร์ลิงเล่นดีนะครับเพื่อนๆเอาเลยเอนโซไปต่อไกเซโดออกขวากุสโตไปที่ลาฮิมเซอร์ลิงลากจีแล้วจีไป1หลบไป2หลบไป3ยิงไอ้เฮียเข้าเลยโอ้โหลาฮิมเซอร์ลิงยอดเจ็ดเคมึงแหวก3-4เลยเหรอโอ้เลี้ยงหลบ3-4 คนอ่ะเพื่อนๆดูดิครับบอลมันไม่มีอะไรอ่ะหูความสามารถเฉพาะตัวล้วนๆเลยครับดูดิครับเซอร์ลิงหลบไป1 2 3 4โอ้โห3-4 คนอ่ะหูแล้วยิงสวยจัดอย่าไปยืนแบบ
allowed Sterling to waltz into the penalty area, but it needs to be better than that from Luton. They need to be, I mentioned it before, 10-15 yards higher up the pitch, a little bit more.
เอาละครับเชลซีนำแล้วครับเพื่อนๆออกนำแล้วนะครับ1-0จากลาฮิมเซอร์ลิงในนาทีที่17นะครับเซอร์ลิงปีนี้ดูดีนะผมดูมา3 นัดเลยนะโอ้ยดูดี3 นัดเลยนะเชลซีเนี่ย
that Chelsea were going to score a goal sooner rather than later. Ball over the top, headed out from Lockyer, and then it will be retrieved in the middle of the park as well by Nakamba, who's given it away though now, and Gallagher wins it back well to the goal scorer Sterling. Sterling, of course, very lively in Chelsea's first couple.
เอาละครับเพื่อนๆอย่าลืมนะครับเพื่อนๆเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยเพื่อนกดไลค์เยอะมันยิ่งไปเด้งหน้าฟีดของเพื่อนๆท่านอื่นนะครับฝากด้วยรบกวนด้วยนะครับในช่องแชทนะครับมีให้โหวตนะเพื่อนๆเชียร์ทีมไหนเพื่อนๆพี่ๆนะครับเชียร์ทีมไหนคืนนี้มีเชลซี 67% แล้วก็ลูตันทาวน์ 33% นะครับ
last top flight away win all the way back in March 1991, 2-1 away at Aston Villa. So a long time since Luton Town fans have seen a win on the road in the top flight, and don't think many people realistically.
ไอ้ดีเซอร์ซี่ไก่โควิลเนี่ยเล่นดีนะครับเพื่อนๆใช้ได้เลยเอาละครับแจ็คสันแต่ผมว่าเชลซีแม่งเหมาะกับกองหน้าคนตัวสูงตัวใหญ่อย่างเงี้ยผมว่าแม่งเหมาะดูดิครับเซอร์ลิงมาดูความมั่นใจมันสูงมากอะ
obviously just hoping his side can try and get themselves back into the game now after that setback of going one behind. Giles has the ball now. Barkley with a nice try to backheel it to him. Barkley wins it back well. Barkley, can he maybe get a shot away? He finds Chong in possession.
เทียโก้สิงห์วาดีซาซี่โควิลโอ้ชุดนี้เข้าท่าเลยมีเด็กๆแล้วก็มีเทียโก้สิงห์วาประคองได้เลยครับ
And then Barkley heads it against Sterling, and Luton Town, a good spell for them at the moment as Nakamba can find Giles. He goes back to Nakamba again.
แล้วครับแจ็คสันโอ้โหจ่ายไม่ดี
He plays it back to Lockyer. The captain plays it to his right to Burke, who did score against Chelsea in the FA Cup for Luton 18 months ago at Kenilworth Road in a 3-2 defeat.
ผมชอบไอ้นี่นะเพื่อนๆโลโก้ของตันทาวอะโลโก้สโมสรอะสวยดีนะโก้แบบน่ารักขาวบัคลี่เราต้องเล่นโชว์เด็กๆในทีมหน่อยนะครับทางที่ชอ2บัคลี่ออกไปทางซ้ายไม่ถึงอีกบูใหม่ บ้าที่ผมก็ขออภัยนะครับชื่อของลูตันทาวน์ผมก็ไม่รู้จักเหมือนกันนะครับเพื่อนๆผมก็ไม่เคยดูเขาเหมือนกันเลยแต่ครั้งหนึ่งไม่รู้ว่าทีมเขาเล่นสไตล์ไหนด้วยอเลเบโยโอ้โหชื่อเหมือนอเลเบยอเลยเว้ยแต่นี่ชื่ออเลเบโยกองหน้าของไอ้ลูตันทาวน์ครับเป็นอเลเบโยโคตรเฟี้ยวอ่ะชื่อไปครับเทียโกซิงวาไปที่กัสโตอเลเกอร์เชลซีก็พยายามต่อบอลนะไม่ได้ผีผามที่จะเร่งเอาประตูมาพอได้ประตูแรกปุ๊บก็ไม่ได้เร่งอะไรมากมายแล้วก็พยายามต่อบอลไปที่เต็มสนามครับต่อไปรอบๆมีจังหวะที่จะเจาะได้เขาก็เจาะถ้าเจาะไม่ได้เขาก็จะต่อบอลไปเรื่อยๆอย่างเงี้ยแหละอเลเกอร์คิวเวลเนี่ยของเชลซีอะผมสังเกตมาตั้งแต่ฤดูกาล2 ฤดูกาลที่แล้วพอวิงแบ็กอะเทพเมื่อไหร่อะมันจะเทพเมื่อนั้นนะแม้กระทั่งสมัยถ้าชิเวลกับลิเจมนะพีคทั้ง2 คนนะโหไม่มีใครต้านเชลซีอยู่ยากอะเหมือนวันนั้นลิเจมกับชิเวลครับเจอลิเวอร์พูลแม่งโคตรพีคเลยตอนนั้นที่ได้แชมป์ตอนคอนเต้ก็เป็นวิงแบ็กทั้ง2 ข้างพีคเหมือนกันใช่ไหมครับเชลซีเนี่ยเป็นทีมที่วิงแบ็กถ้าวิงแบ็กฟอร์มดีมันก็เนี่ยนัดหลังสุดนี่เชลซีชนะมารวดเลยนะครับเจอลูตันทาวน์แต่อย่างว่าครับลูตันทาวน์เขาเป็นทีมน้องใหม่ถ้าเขาอยู่ฤดูกาลนี้รอดและฤดูกาลหน้าเขายังอยู่ในพรีเมียร์ลีกผมว่าเขามีตังค์ซื้อตัวละตอนนี้เขายังไม่มีเงินซื้อตัวขึ้นมาไงโอ้โหแจ็คสันไอ้เรื่องเท้านะครับบอลหลุดออกหลังไปเลย
get the ball and he's actually been fouled, Morris, and that actually gives me the perfect opportunity as we are now halfway through the first half to hand over to Tom McGarry, who will take us through to half-time.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. You just mentioned that we haven't really seen Carlton Morris so far in this game, and when he and Adebayo, the two centre forwards, have been involved, it's tended to be when they're working back to try and win possession in their own defensive third, or certainly towards the halfway line. So Luton needs to try and get those two more involved higher up the pitch. It's a
ก็ต้องไม่ได้เร่งแล้วอ่ะเร่งไม่ไหวแล้วอ่ะครับเพื่อนๆตันเท้าเร็วไปที่อเลเบโยอเลเบโยเตะสู้กับเทียโกซิงวาไม่ออกเชอร์ลิง
wing back this evening for Luton wants to take on Ben Chilwell. Dropped his shoulder, got half a yard there to try and whip a right-footed ball into the box, but can't get his foot wrapped around it, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I see what he's trying to do there. To be fair,
เข้ามาแล้วนะรบกวนฝากกด Subscribe ฝากกดติดตามให้หน่อยครับสูตรอัพไปไกลนะฝากด้วยขอบคุณมากนะครับใครที่กดติดตามแล้วขอบเราก็มาดูบอลสนุกสนานนะครับแอดมาคุยกันได้นะครับพี่วินที่ไหนอะไรบ้างนะครับในว่าเกมนี้จะจบอย่างไรก็พิมพ์มาได้ครับได้ทุกเรื่องนะครับเป็นเรื่องเงินนะครับอย่าคุยตังค์ให้ยืมนะครับเพื่อนๆไอเอมบูเล่เหรอครับอาบูเล่เปิดไปก็หลุดพยายามสู้ดีนะลูตัน
exchanges passes with Ryan Giles, and again, won't do Luton any harm to get all these players on the ball, get them a touch, get them settled into proceedings. Lockyer has it again. Marvellous in the Camber. Too much of a press from Chelsea, and the Camber can turn, find Adebayo. Giles goes back into his own half with Amari Bell, but this will do Luton the world of good, just having a ball.
Absolutely, yeah. Also, they're keeping it well. They've just given it away, just as we were mentioning that to Conor Gallagher. So, but yes, Luton having the ball will be encouraging for them, but I think they'll be able to do a little bit more going forward, as Chelsea could be the ones coming.
ชื่ออะไรวะชื่อร็อกเยอร์นี่ชื่อโคตรเฟี้ยวเลยร็อกเยอร์กองหลังของลูตันทาวน์นะวันนี้ลูตันทาวน์ก็มาในแผน 3-5-2 นะส่วนเชลซีเป็น 3-4-2-1 แต่หลัง3เอา1คู่นะวันนี้ แผนหลัง3มาสู้กันเลยอินโอนตินสดชื่นนะครับบ้าโหสวยครับอาเลเบโยลงมาอาเลเบโยนี่ดูรูปร่างดีนะทีมชาติอะไรเนี่ยอาเลเบโยเบอร์11นะครับทีมชาติอังกฤษด้วยมอริสอังกฤษเหมือนกันส่วนใหญ่เป็นของอังกฤษหมดเลยนะครับเพื่อนๆตัวจัมบัตเวก็มีด้วยโบกินาฟาโซจากอเมริกานี่ก็หลากหลายสัญชาติเหมือนกันนะครับเพื่อนๆดูดิครับดูเลเบโยไปเลเบโยสวยไปแล้วครับมอริสส่งดิโอ้โหไม่ส่งตรงกลางไม่ส่งเลเบโยโอ้โหเดียวครับก็ฝากเพื่อนๆด้วยนะครับเข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกด Subscribe ฝากกดติดตามให้หน่อยในช่องแชทนะครับมีให้โหวตโอ้โหโดนไปเหลืองไปเลยครับล็อกเยอร์นะครับโดนไปเหลืองไปเลยนะครับกัปตันทีมนะครับล็อกเยอร์อายุ28ทีมจากเวลนะครับเพื่อนๆดึงไปเลยครับแต่ลูกนี้สวยล็อกเยอะอันถาที่ใครเจ็บอ่ะแจ็คสันเหมือนจะเจ็บนะครับเพื่อนๆอุ้ยเจ็บเลยเหรอครับเชลซีนี่ตัวเจ็บเยอะมากนะครับตอนนี้เดี๋ยวผมนับก่อนกี่คนวะเนี่ยมีทั้งเวลิสโฟฟาน่าชาโลบาลิเจมโมดิตวันนี้ก็เจ็บเหมือนกันเบตตินี่เบตติลี่ก็เจ็บเอ็นคูชูวาเมงกาเบนาชิลแล้วก็อันบุโยโมจะเป็น10คนแล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆนี่คือตัวแบบตั้งทีมได้1ทีมเลยอะตัวที่เจ็บอะมีชื่อทั้งนั้นนะครับแล้วก็ฟอร์มดีๆ9 คนนะครับเพื่อนๆตัวเจ็บอะ แล้วเป็นตัวหลักเกือบเต็มทีมอะอย่างตัวเหลือก็ยังมาดูเอเก้นะครับตัวเด่นๆนะเวย่าบาสตอฟนะตัวเด่นๆของเชลซีนะครับที่ยังน่าเศร้านะครับเพื่อนๆเชลซีตัวดีๆเยอะแต่เจ็บถ้าเต็มทีมก็ผมว่าตัวทีมใหญ่มันตัวเด็กๆความเร็วทั้งนั้นแล้วก็มีตัวเก่าอย่างพวกเดโก้ซิงวาอย่างเงี้ยไอฮิมเซอร์ลิงเงี้ยคอยประคองเด็ดเลยอุสโตโอ้โหใครวะน่ะคนเหลืองไว้เลยครับ2 คนแล้วนะครับลูตันทาวนะครับนากาเมมบ้านะครับable to snuff out the initial danger. As I say, they've got more defending to do from this corner, which will be taken by Ben Chilwell. Out swinging left-footed delivery from Chelsea captain. ครึ่งชั่วโมงผ่านไปนะครับเชลซียังนำอยู่เหมือนเดิมนะครับ 1-0 แต่แกมบ้านะครับโดนไปเหลืองไปแล้ว in towards the front post. Well defended by Adebayo. And then a really poor attempted ball back in by Malo Gusto goes behind for a goal. ครับเชลซีได้ลูกฟรีคิกนะครับคนที่อยู่ที่บอลมีชีเวลแล้วก็เอนโซเฟร์นันเดสนะครับเล่น0เซอร์ลิงเอนโซโอ้โหif anything, they've got better defensively since going 1-0 down, and I think fair play to them, really. I think that's all you can do, really, if you are Luton, is try and keep the score at 1-0. When we saw ผมอยากเห็นสนามลูตันทาวน์ที่มันเป็นไงวะไม่ใหญ่มากนะครับแต่ก็สนามเล็กๆของประเทศเขามันก็คงดีกว่าประเทศเราทั้งประเทศนะครับ สนามเล็กๆอ่ะมันก็คงดีกว่าประเทศเราเลยอ่ะสนามอ่ะในเดอะแชมเปี้ยนแม่งสนามดีกว่าประเทศไทยประเทศไทยเราดีสุดก็บุรีรัมย์อะไร
Quick free kick there, Luton, but they're going to have to restart. Tom Lockyer not happy that two of the Chelsea players with the delay in the taking of that free kick, but means he can now make his way forward towards the edge of the penalty area. The free kick is inside the centre circle. Amari Bell is standing over it, and despite it being so deep, Luton look like they're going to look to try and lift this one up towards the penalty box. Bell has changed the angle, and Giles will do exactly that. Floated towards the edge of the area.
โอ้เอนโซไม่ผ่านครับชงไปแล้วชงไปแล้วโอ้โหช่องหลบสวยครับฉลาดมากออกเยอะโอ้โห
twisting, turning, wants to take on Colwell, who again stands his ground really well. Levi Colwell just 3 games in.
จะโดนเหลืองนะมึงไปฝังทางมากกรรมการยิงบ้าจี้อยู่
Yeah, Colwell really impressed with him in the early stages of his Chelsea career. Again, the composure he shows as well. Obviously, really impressed at Brighton and also Huddersfield previously as well. And I'm a big fan of Colwell. I think he's really slotted into that Chelsea defence well, and he's certainly got a very bright future ahead of him. And yeah, I think you're seeing in the early stages of his Chelsea career, he looks very much like he's going to be could be Chelsea centre back for many years to come. To be fair to him.
Yeah, really classy central defender. Levi Colwell, part of England's successful Euro under-21 squad this summer. As it coming forward again, Chelsea with Raheem Sterling, who's asking a bit too much on this occasion of Malo Gusto, who was making the overlapping run. These Chelsea players still learning about each other on the job. Such has been the change at Stamford Bridge this summer and the past 2 or 3 transfer.
เนี่ยโควิลดูเล่นมีทรงดีเล่นเขาท่าดีครับ
New signings in their
ใช่ครับ
starting lineup
ก็
this evening, including Thomas
ได้ก็
Saminsky,
ชะลอครับไม่ได้เร่งเชลซีไม่ได้เร่งอะไรมาก
Amari Bell. Clip ball forward from the centre back, looking for Adebayo.
โคสิงห์ว่า
Challenges in the air with Disasi. The loose ball will break the way of
โควิล
Thiago Silva.
ต่อไปที่
Sado now out to
เป็นชิเวลครับ
Mamu, who just
ย้อนกลับมาที่
Levi
โควิล
Colwell.
ครั้ง
See again, happy just
เชลซี
to settle down in
ไม่ได้รีบไม่ได้เร่งอะไรเลย
need to force the issue.
ค่อยต่อบอล
The lead thanks to Raheem
ดาซี่
Sterling's
ส่ง
first
ไป
goal
สวยครับ
of the
กาลาเกอร์
season. Chelsea won.
ไปอีกแล้วครับลาฮิมสเตอร์ลิงพาสวยโอ้โหจะส่งให้กูโซ่บอลไม่ลุกกัน
Luton incidentally will be playing next Friday night as well against West Ham. Chelsea work the ball back out towards the left-hand side. That one, though, from Colwell was a little bit careless. It's picked up by first Barkley, now Chong, who feeds Kabore. Always put forward to good effect when he can in this first half. Barkley keeps the ball moving. The Canberra referee plays a good advantage because Morris was fouled. Barkley will move the ball out now to Ryan Giles on the left-hand side. Luton resist the temptation to fling the ball into the box early. Nakamba back out towards Giles. Poor ball though from Marvellous Nakamba, who has to stay on his feet as he goes across to engage with Gusto. Gusto finds Sterling, who can't quite turn away from Amari Bell. Luton pick up the pieces and can look to go again. Can they inject a bit of pace and urgency? Kabore just go back towards
กองเชียร์เขาร้องเพลงเนี่ย
10 minutes of the opening 45 left to play. I think both teams in a way
ไม่ได้เร่งไม่ได้เก็บอะไรมากเบลอ้าวจ่ายไม่ดีครับไปแล้วครับชองไปแล้วชองอาบูเล่โอ้โหสวยครับชองลอดบัคลี่
did really well, and if anything, they're defending better now than what they were before they actually conceded. And I think that's big credit to them. They've really reshaped well. They've got a couple of players on yellow cards, but largely they've done all the right things. I think Chelsea will still be happy. They're leading in this game, which is the important thing for them. They've mainly been in control. I think Luton is relying on them moments.
โอ้ช้า
The only thing I would say about Luton is their game against Brighton. They really look like they tired in the
เออร์ลิงแม่งช้า
it was only 1-0 till about the 65th minute, and then they really look like they're tired. So they've got to make sure Luton that doesn't happen in this
ปล่อย
game.
มั่งอย่าไปเล่น
I'm
ตาม
sure that's something they'll obviously learn and get better
ไม่มีแต่คนเร็ว
in the Premier League. But at this early stages, maybe the tired Luton legs at the end of
เตะ
games
ดี
could be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways of looking at it, isn't there? Luton have only played 1 game so far. That was 13 days ago, so they could be refreshed. But also they haven't got those minutes in their legs yet, which you need at particularly this early stage of the season. This is Chelsea's 3rd game, and Second in the space of 5 days after their defeat to West Ham on Sunday.
35ที่ผ่านไปนะครับยัง1-0ได้ประตูจากไลน์เบอร์ลิงนะ7นะ
Now Colwell, no real rush from Chelsea. They feel like they've got Luton at arm's length at the moment. Silva goes out to Disasi. See, back in towards Thiago Silva. They're almost trying to lure Luton into a press, but Luton are sticking to their rigid 4-4-2 shape with everyone inside their own half at the moment as Chelsea exchange passes through the middle. Fernandes back towards Silva. Now Disasi. Some more incisive ball forward. Touch from Fernandes to Gallagher. Chelsea now looking to go through the gears. Nice link-up play between Gallagher and Jackson. Important toe, though, from Tahith Chong. Just quelled some of the Chelsea momentum, but the Blues will go again. Give and go between Chilwell and Caicedo doesn't quite come off, and Chong can, well, he's trying to feed it to Kabore. He wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Goes out play for a Chelsea throw.
Yeah, see what they were trying to do there. Again, I feel a little bit of frustration from Chong. He wants Kabore to make that run down the right flank, and he actually doesn't. Again, maybe Luton players focusing on keeping that defensive shape, but I think Luton, again, they are doing that well right now, and does a match say that Chelsea could come forward here, though.
Yeah, good work between Gusto and Sterling. Giles, though, tracking Malo Gusto, who then tugs rather petulantly at the shirt of Ryan Giles, concedes a free kick. I wondered if the referee might go to his notebook there, because it was, as I say, a little bit petulant from Malo Gusto, but Rob Jones keeps his cards in his pocket on this occasion.
อเลเกอร์จะเล่นกับแจ็คสันได้อยู่ครับ
are in Luton colours, Tom Lockyer and Marvellous Nakamba. It does feel like Chelsea not quite playing within themselves, but they know that they can, if they need to, go through the gears pretty much at will.
ก็ต้องปรับอีกเยอะครับดูทรงแล้ว
don't want this game to become maybe too comfortable because you know they obviously
ปรับอี
the
กเยอะ
first 2 games they've had good moments in it, but they have also ultimately ended up not winning, and with Chelsea's form just 4 wins in the entire of 2023, which for Chelsea standards is obviously appalling. And I think that, you know, if I was Chelsea, I just want to get this game won as soon as possible really and get the points on the board. I think you can't afford to cruise through the game, because if you do that, no matter who you're against, you can be punished for it.
Absolutely, and Luton are very much still in this game, and they've had their moments in the first half. Mari Bell changing passes with Ryan Giles, but I did wonder, did that ball go out of play? And assistant on the
ครับเพื่อนๆเข้ามาแล้วนะครับรบกวนนะครับฝากกด subscribe ฝากกดติดตามให้หน่อยสวัสดีครับพี่ชิวๆสวัสดีครับเจอกันนานเลยนะพี่หลายเดือนเลยยังอยู่สวีเดนอยู่วะพี่
Injury pause for Nicholas Jackson, who is now Thiago Silva for Chelsea. Moves it on to Axel Disasi. Bring the ball up towards the halfway line before finding Gallagher. Gallagher now works to the left-hand side. Difficult one for Chilwell to control. It just gets away from Ben Chilwell. Burke steps in. Kabore now down the right for Luton. Early ball over the top, trying to find Carlton Morris. Put away by Thiago Silva and effortlessly brought forward now by the classy Enzo Fernandez. Now Nicholas Jackson takes it back towards Fernandez. Chong, though, is able to nip in. Again, the referee looking to play in a
38 นาทีผ่านไปนะครับ
so that's good officiating from Rob Jones, who gives the free kick in Luton's favour.
Yeah, he's done well there, the referee, actually. Saw him as an advantage. Again, Fernandes mainly on a final warning here. He's had a few moments, obviously, of bringing players down, and the ball kind of got lost in Jackson's feet. He wins it back. It's definitely a foul. Chong gets there first. Fernandes brings him down. Don't think it's a yellow card, but the referee may be giving him a word about the topping up process of him making the challenges, and obviously he might go in the referee's notebook sooner rather than later. But again, I think Chelsea have got very comfortable in the game right now, but Luton, you know, they might have a chance or two going forward. And as you say, there's still 5 minutes to go with the first half. Don't think there'll be much added time in this half, but Luton, if they do get a chance, well, if they took it, then that'll be a real shock.
ดูดิครับดูเอนโซพลิกดิเย็ดเคเฮ้ยเอนโซไปแล้วแจ็คสันโอ้เอนโซต้องโดนเหลืองแล้วมั้งเสียบอย่างนั้นน่ะ
The Hatters look to come forward with Kabore down the right-hand side. Good skill to try and get away from Colwell. He's into the penalty area. Colwell can't challenge him. Kabore is eventually stopped in his tracks by Thiago Silva. Burke pinches it back, though, for Luton and wins a corner for his side. That was better from the visitors. And It's a Kabore down this right-hand side. He's not got everything right so far in this game, but he does carry a threat.
It's brilliant from Kabore, to be honest. He goes past Colwell very, very easily. Does well to get into position, then well won back by Burke. I thought it might be a foul on Chilwell. The referee said it wasn't, and Luton with a little bit of a threat there, but Chelsea defend it in the end. But brilliant, positive play there by Kabore. Of course, Man City loanee, good play, and in the end wasn't quite able to get that final ball into the box there.
Yeah, it was on loan at Troyes in Liga last season. It's the Kabore. This is his first taste of Premier League football as Giles whips the resulting corner into the box. Both sets of players claiming the deflected ball should be theirs, and I think it is going to be another. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say another Luton. He's way out of the penalty area now. It certainly looks like it.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it should be. We'll have a look again. Oh, definitely looks like it is from that angle as well. I think the referee might have got that one wrong, or the linesman there. I feel like definitely came off Chilwell for me. I think that was looking at the replays from the angles we've seen anyway.
Yeah, it clearly came last off Chilwell, who just a look on his face, perhaps knew it as well. But goal kick was given, a reprieve for Chelsea. Jackson now trying to bring the ball forward again, perhaps moving a little bit too quick for his teammates, and he's given the ball away. It's nice feet again from Kabore down the right-hand side, feeds it into Chong. Those two are linking up quite nicely in this first half. Chong under pressure, forced to go back towards his goalkeeper to commence. Comes out towards the left-hand side to regather possession. 2.5 minutes of the opening 45 remaining. Chelsea 1, Luton 0. Reece Burt now for Luton. They're certainly growing into the game, the visitors. He will put his foot through the ball up towards Carlton Morris, who's trying to hold off Thiago Silva, who just gets his head there first. But again, the loose ball comes Luton Town's way. It's Kabore down the right-hand side into Carlton Morris. Sweep it out to Amari Bell, and Luton can look to build now potentially down the left with Giles, who provided so many assists whilst on loan at Middlesbrough last season in the Championship. Again, the former Wolverhampton Wanderers player goes back into the middle of the park now with Barkley. He's the one, as we've already mentioned, that Luton need to try and get on the ball as much as possible. A little bit of a chance under pressure from Jackson, but moves away from the Colombian. Now Bell. We haven't seen a possession statistic in 20 minutes or so, Sam, but it was at 16% the last time it came up for Luton, 84% in the favour of Chelsea. That's got to be reduced. We're probably looking at more like 25-30% now.
Absolutely. I think Luton have had a lot of the ball in the last few minutes or so, and credit to them. Obviously, they haven't really managed to test Sanchez yet, but I think they'll be happy with the possession they've had, and they're definitely showing signs Luton of maybe growing into the game here, and just a question, do they have that quality to try and, break Chelsea down?
It's almost a brilliant ball, wasn't it, from Lockyer, looking to get that man Kabore in behind once more, and it just skidded away from the wing back, and he wasn't able to keep it in play. Gives Lockyer, though, the thumbs up for the intent, and Robert Edwards will be pretty pleased with how his side have settled into proceedings. Now, certainly since conceding the goal, they've made it a much more even contest. It's a lovely drill ball forward from Robert Sanchez for Chelsea. Touch was matching that by Raheem Sterling. Gallagher now out to Gusto on the right-hand side. Do Chelsea have a sting in their tail at the end of this first half? Gusto back into his own half with Disasi. Thiago Silva again. Luton happy for the Chelsea centre-backs to have the ball. Silva will work it out to the right-hand side once more with Malo Gusto. Gallagher into Thiago Silva. Eli Colwell now.
นะครับฝากด้วยฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้ด้วย
This time do press them back towards their goalkeeper Sanchez. Have to work it out to the right-hand side. It's Disasi. The pressure from Adebayo. Has he kept that in play? He hasn't. And credit to Luton there. They forced Chelsea backwards and eventually forced the mistake.
Absolutely, yeah. For fair play to Luton again there. Only 2 minutes at the end of this half, as you mentioned, Tom. Not really many stoppages, so we can't really be surprised by that number. But I think Luton and Rob Edwards will be very happy with what his side have done in this game to go 1-0 down.
ก็ไปซิกตามสุดการนะครับศูนย์
It's not exactly too late in the game, and I think they've responded really well. And I think if you'd have said at that point you're only going to go 1-0 down at half-time, not really concede any more chances. I don't necessarily think there's been another chance in the game for Chelsea, and they've not really tested the goalkeeper Kaminsky. So
จะต่อแพง
definitely take that. And again, they're relying on moments in this game, and as long as it's 1-0, then moments will definitely count.
Absolutely, and Lockyer as well has seemingly settled into the game. The Luton captain, he picked up that early yellow card, but he's been pretty calm and composed since then, leading by example. The Welsh international. Chelsea look to move the ball down the right-hand side. We've got a minute of stoppage time remaining. Gusto into goal scorer Raheem Sterling. He goes to Malo Gusto so far. There may be one last chance in this first half for Chelsea if they want to go for the jugular. Colwell will lift a curling ball over the top. Again, Lockyer's in the right position to deal with it, and I think he's just about been able to turn that out of play for a throw-in rather than a corner. Ben Chilwell making
a
forward to collect the ball. This will be the last opportunity you'd imagine of the first half. Or has it been given as a corner? Maybe it has sliced out a play there from Lockyer. So corner for Chelsea at the end of this first period. It will be Fernandez to take it. Footed in swinger by the looks of
จบแล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆครึ่งแรกเดี๋ยวเรา
Raheem Sterling, who gives it back to the Argentine. Now Chilwell will lift it in from a changed angle towards the far post, headed clear by Reece Burke, drops to Gallagher, edge of the box. Can he work a shooting angle? He can't initially. Caicedo to Disasi, whose route to the penalty area is blocked away by Amari Bell. We've had the 2 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half, and indeed Rob Jones brings the opening 45 minutes to a conclusion. So Raheem Sterling's first goal of the season is the difference between the two sides at the break. It is Chelsea 1, Luton 0.
Half time at Stamford Bridge in this Friday night football Premier League
สักแป๊บนะครับรอช่วงพักครึ่งแป๊บหนึ่งกับเชลซีแต่ครึ่งแรกนี้ไกเซโดนี่กับกิฟ
his first goal of the season after 17 minutes. A very good piece of play from the winger to get into the penalty area and put a left-footed shot into the back of the net. A really good finish from him. Luton have had their moments.
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back
แรกจบแล้วนะครับเพื่อนๆก็เซลลิงนะครับนำอยู่นะครับจากลูกสุดมหัศจรรย์นะ-3 -4เข้าไปยิง
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary.
กลับมากี่วันพี่กลับมานานไหม
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second
ก็รอสักแป๊บนะครับเพื่อนๆเดี๋ยวรอครึ่งกันสักแป๊บก่อนเดี๋ยวเราเจอกัน ห้องน้ำห้องท่าให้เรียบร้อยครับ น้ำดื่มน้ำก็ดื่ม
Well, it's
เจอกัน
half
ครึ่ง
time
หลั
in
ง
the big
นะครับ
match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So
ฝาก
do
พี่
join
บิน
us
เพื่อนด้วย
shortly
ครับ
for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent,
แป๊บนะครับ
studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary.
ขอสักแป๊บนะครับพี่เพื่อน
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary.
แป๊บนะครับพี่เข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามนะครับตอนนี้พักครึ่งนะเราค่อยว่ากันนะครับในแรกนี้อยู่ในช่วงพักครึ่ง
So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. 'Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary.
แป๊บนะครับพี่เพื่อนเชลซีขึ้นหลังลุ้นครับพี่เอางั้นเลยเหรอพี่ฮะอัตนาพี่เชลซีไม่ชนะใครอ่ะก็ฝากพี่ๆด้วยนะครับเข้ามาแล้วผมฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะ
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for
เชล
independent.
ซีมีกองหน้าเหมือนไม่มีเชลซีนัดไหนยิงเกิน1 ลูกตาของก่อนนะใช่แล้วก็
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance
มี
for
นัด
us
ไหน
to
ว่ายิง
take
เกิ
a
น
breather.
เหี้ยมันตั้งแต่เปิดมามันยังไม่เลยนี่หว่าพี่ใช่ไหม
All the action throughout the entire second
ว่ะ
half. So do join us shortly for independent,
ก็แปลกดี
studio-based
นะเชล
commentary.
ซี
Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you all the action throughout the entire second half. So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us
ฝากพี่ๆนะครับเข้ามาแล้วผมฝากกด Subscribe ฝากกดติดก็ตอนนี้นะเดี๋ยวเรารอครึ่งหลังนะครับระหว่างคู่เชลซีนะรอครึ่งหลังกันเดี๋ยวรอครึ่งหลังกันนะฝากด้วยเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยใกล้น่าจะใกล้มาละตอนมาแล้ว
So do join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary. Well, it's half time in the big match then, so a chance for us to take a breather, but we will be back in plenty of time to bring you
ว่าแม่งมีโอกาสเสมอสูงเหมือนกันด้านเท้าแม่ง
join us shortly for independent, studio-based commentary.
We'll let that go, and it's going to go out for a throw into Luton Town. In the end, Disasi, the man who scored in Chelsea's opening game against Liverpool with a bit of a wayward pass, it actually turned out to be in the end. And Chelsea now, Luton, sorry, now can have a throw in on that right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Cobre. And he's trying to look at the options on the right-hand side to throw it forward to. He finds Morris, who goes back to Chong, and Chong fouled by Moises Caicedo. I think Chong's maybe looking for that a little bit there, but he wins the free kick nonetheless. And again, Luton, if it's a bit too far out maybe to put a ball in the box here, but whenever they can get that opportunity, it's something that they'll certainly be looking to do as Lockyer goes out to Bell, sorry, and he's plays one forward, and that's going to be seen out by Disasi, I believe. Yes, it is. Barkley was the one chasing, but couldn't get there. And again, you just feel like maybe Chelsea can still go through the gears in this game, Tom, and that's something you mentioned at half-time, not off air, and that's something if you're Poch team, you just want to say to these Chelsea players, you know, we've only won 4 games in 2023. We need to get points on the board, just see the game off. But I think if there's the way they're playing, they seem like they're kind of cruising at the moment, and that's a risky thing to do.
It is. They need to get the second goal as quickly as possible. That's, I'm sure, what Pochettino would have said to his players at half-time. Big 10-15 minutes at the start of this second half, get a goal or two, and then you can relax, go through the gears and enjoy the final half an hour. Having said that, Luton have started pretty well at the beginning of this second period, and we're getting more what we saw towards the end of the first half.
Yes, good play. Oh, it was a chance to play a ball through there. It was actually cut out by Disasi. That was an opportunity, though, in the end. It was actually for, I believe it might have been for Bell, who got forward, and here comes Burke, who comes forward now as well. He's done well there to keep his feet and find Morris. Morris gets a shot away. It was a long, long way from goal, and it was
never really troubling the goalkeeper Sanchez, but worth a go, I guess, for Morris. He hasn't really had many touches in the game, to be honest, so maybe his eyes lit up in the moment. Very ambitious and high and wide in the end.
Yeah, ambitious is the word, but I don't dislike that from Carlton Morris. As you say, he hasn't had much to feed off in this game so far. Yes, Kabore was making up good ground in space.
บอลหลุดด้านเท้าไม่ต้องแก้เกมละ
There's an element of surprise, and you know he could catch Robert Sanchez out. It
แต่
was
ผม
a
ก็อยากเห็นเชล
slippy
ซี
enough
แพ้
struck hits. Luton probably need more of that. They barely had a shot in the first half. I think they're still yet to register one on target, but
เพื่อน
if you don't shoot, you don't score.
Absolutely, you got to take the shot on sometimes, and Morris, of course, a striker who did certainly find the goals in the Championship last season, 20 of them, so he was no stranger to finding the back of the net last year at Championship level, so why not have a go in that occasion? Barkley finds Adebayo now. He's been well held up by the Sassy Luton.
มึงต้องยิงบ้างยิงเข้าไม่เข้าก็ขอยิงก่อนนะจริง
Unofficial offshoot studio
ตั้น
commentary. The ball played forward there though by
ได้ไม่ได้เราต้อง
Abel was pretty wayward to be honest.
จริง
Easily going to run through too.
ๆกันปล่อยมัน
Who will easily
โรซีมันเถิมเกิม
Sassy and Samuel Wright joined.
ก็สถิตินะครับ3 นัดหลังสุดนะ
Luton Town
เมื่อ
nil. Ball played over now with Bell.
ปี
2021 And he goes back to Kaminsky, formerly, of course, of
ครับเพื่อน
Blackburn Rovers, as mentioned, and his
เชลซีชนะ 3-1
find Cobre, of course, on loan from Man
แล้ว
City.
ก็
Chilwell wins that back
อัน
there.
นี้
Jackson
2ในเอ
plays
ครับ
Chilwell. Chilwell into
ก็
the area.
เชลซีชนะ
Chilwell
3-2 นะ
Chilwell
แต่ก็เชลซีก็เสียประตูให้กับ
In the end,
ตั้น
it's
ทาวตลอดนะ
In my opinion, he's got to go on his
เล่น
own
นะ
Ben Chilwell. The goal was pretty much gaping, and he was unselfishly played it to Sterling. And in the end, as we look at the replay now, good play by Jackson to lay it off to him. Chilwell's pretty much got a free shot there, and in the end, he wastes it, and it's put behind for a corner.
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit to Amari Bell as well, though. He didn't overcommit to the defender, and he stood his ground and got himself in the way of the pass. As you say, Chilwell could have taken it himself, but good defending as well from Bell.
Absolutely, yeah. Credit to Bell for not committing, because the pass then would have been on to Sterling, and he stayed in his position, stood his ground, and got the ball away. Chelsea take it.
ไอซิกนะนำสุดกาด4ครับเพื่อน
That will be cleared away by
ๆก็เซล
Morris.
ตาบีโก้กับเรอัลมาดริด
Chance
ศู
for
นย์
Jackson in the area. Jackson shoots, and the goalkeeper denies him. I'm
ตาม
not
ฟุ
sure
ก
the flags
หลัก
up anyway. And
ถ้าเรา
Kaminsky was getting the
ใช้กัน
save off Jackson. We'll have a look on the replay
ตั้น
if
กับ
he
เว
was
ท
offside or not. The ball's headed back into the area. I believe he's onside.
โอ้ย
Jackson
สุดยอด
turns left-footed volley. Always a pretty comfortable save for the goalkeeper Kaminsky, but still he hit that quite hard.
ใจดีเกินไปเบนชิเวลอ่ะไม่ยิงวะ
Push it out for a corner. But that's again Jackson's first real shot he's had tonight.
Yeah, it is, and he caught it quite well, but it was always a pretty comfortable save for Kaminsky.
ใจดีเกิน
Swinger into the area. Someone's gone down in there. The header comes in. It was by Thiago Silva. Believe it might. Well, Thiago Silva's the man who went down, so it must have been Disasi who got the head to it, and that one was a very, very easy save for Kaminsky, and didn't really get any power in the header at all. But Chelsea, we mentioned about them going through the gears. We've seen a couple examples of it there, really going through the gears, and Luton survive for now, and Lockyer plays one over the top to
โอ้โหแจ็คสันยิงก็ติดเซฟอีกโอ้โหเกี่ยวจังวะ
Morris turns and Adebayo tries to get it back. Morris on the edge of the area though. Morris works it out. Giles now. Giles crosses in. Oh, Giles has to do better than that in that position, and in the end he gets it wrong. To be fair, he does put his hand up to acknowledge, but he's got to do better than
นะครับ
that.
เพื่อนๆแจ็ค
Giles.
สันยิงติดเซฟ
Adebayo and Morris do really well to
ตั้น
engineer
เนี่ย
the ball
เพื่อน
onto the left-hand side, but because there's plenty of pace on that ball from Morris, Giles hitting it first time back across the face of goal was always, you'd imagine, going to get too much on
โอ้
there.
ไม่ได้
Then send it over the top of the crossbar, which is exactly what he did. We've just looked at a replay as well from the previous Chelsea set piece where there was a bit of manhandling going on from Tom Lockyer inside his own box on Thiago Silva. That's how Silva ended up on the floor. We're getting another replay now. Not sure, I don't think VAR will be having a look at this stage, but running a risk there, Lockyer.
Absolutely, and you can't do that in the Premier League with VAR around. You're taking a big risk with your team only 1-0 down. You don't want to give away a penalty like that and risk the game getting away from you. And he's definitely got a handful there, so I think he's got to be really careful. Lockier's had a very good game, the centre back, in my opinion, but he really ran the risk there. And on another day, VAR would have looked at that and given a penalty to Chelsea. But Chelsea in possession now with Fernandes. He goes out now to Gusto, who controls it well. He finds Raheem Sterling, who's come out to the right-hand side and found Gallagher. Gallagher's worked tirelessly in this game, as he often does. And I think Caicedo's taken a bit of a blow there from Adebayo.
And Enzo Fernandez, really good ball through to Jackson. Jackson turns, oh, it's a really sharp effort from Jackson, actually, out of nothing. The goalkeeper, Kaminski, gets down well to save, but fair play to Jackson there. Brilliant ball from Fernandez through to him outside of the boot. It's a very tight angle, but, you know, he's gone to squeeze it in and catch the goalkeeper out, but in the end, Kaminski read it well, got down, made the save.
Yeah, it's a similar kind of effort to the volley we saw from Jackson a few minutes ago. Again, gets it on target, decent effort, and Kaminski can make the save, relatively routine one from his point of view, but
โอ้ดูเงียบนะวันนี้
pleasing for Michio Pochettino that Jackson's got the confidence to take that on. It was a decent strike towards goal, and he's getting into areas now at the start of this second half where he can get shots on goal.
Yeah, Chelsea skipper Ben Chilwell's gone down there. I'm not quite sure who made the foul. Was it maybe Burke or coming across was actually Cobre, I think, who did make the foul in the end. And Chilwell looked in a little discomfort at first, just in front of the halfway line, as just seen a replay here actually of the chance earlier.
ยิงแจ็คสันยิงอีกแล้วเอ้ยแจ็คสันมึง2-3
the replay, full credit actually to Bell, because I think he's done really well to not commit, and if he does commit, it's a simple pass for Chilwell to Sterling, who taps it in. But in fairness, he stays put and gets the clearance in, so fair play to him there. That could be a big moment in the game.
It could be, and as Chilwell was breaking through, the pass was initially on. I thought pass the ball. He just delayed it a split second, and because Bell readjusted what he was doing, it meant the pass was no longer on, and that's when Chilwell needed to take the shot. He didn't, tried the pass, and Bell was in the position to make the crucial interception. Good defending, but really Chilwell shouldn't have given him a chance.
Yeah, poor ball from Thiago Silva given away to Giles, and Barkley has it in the middle of the park now. He plays it back, and Burke can now play it to Chong. And Chong in possession, he turns back to Heath Chong, and he's looking for his options, giving it away actually to Jackson, and Jackson can come forward. There's Luton. Chelsea have got an advantage here. Sterling to his right. He finds Sterling in the area. Sterling plays it across, and Fernandez, I think he might have hit the post there. He tries to turn it in. It's a very tight angle, in fairness to the Argentine, and in the end he hits the post. I think the pass from Sterling was good, but Fernandez, it just got away from it. It's given away originally from Chong. Jackson does well here. He keeps the ball, finds Sterling. It's a good ball to Sterling. He plays it across, and it's a very tight angle from Fernandez. He does hit the post, and it goes out, and eventually a shot comes in which goes wide as well. But Chelsea are going through the gears here, and Luton, you feel like that goal might be living a little bit of a charmed life at the moment.
Yeah, game getting a little bit stretched, a bit too stretched from a Luton point of view. Taif Chong would have been breathing a huge sigh of relief after that first effort, and then the second one coming from a throw-in for Chelsea down the left-hand side. We were watching a replay of the first strike where Fernandez hit the outside of the post. Chelsea take a quick throw-in. Luton plays. Reece Burke was doing his
อันมาอีกแล้ว
Luton players
เออลิงเปิดเข้าไปข้างในยิงโอ้โหติด ติดเซฟ
They didn't hear a whistle, whether they thought a whistle had gone. Burke's looking at the ground, pulling his socks up. There's a second ball on the pitch as well. That might be what Luton are complaining about.
ห้องนะครับมึง
Fernandez wastes the effort
อม
over
แล้ว
the top of the crossbar. Had that gone into the back of the net, then it could have been,
Sterling เปิด
a huge
ตัด
decision for Rob Jones to make.
Absolutely, yeah. That hit the back of the
มาอีกแล้ว
net.
ภาพ
That
ตั
could
ด
have
มา
been very concerning, I think. And for Luton, as you say, not keeping their concentration, play to the whistle. But I don't think they were really aware, in fairness to them, and got away with one slightly there. Fernandez's shot was over. There's actually a foul there from Adebayo on Colwill as well. And again, the game is getting very stretchy. Only imagine a stretch game is going to suit Chelsea, though. They would want this, and not Luton, of course, sitting back and soaking up the pressure. And here's Disasi in possession now. He goes back to Sanchez, who's not really had anything to do so far, the Spanish goalkeeper. And as we see, Luton still yet to register a shot on target this evening. And even in both goals, actually, and the ball played over the top to Jackson. And Jackson in behind here, he goes, take it in. Oh, he's gone down. I don't think you can really give a penalty for that. I think Jackson always losing his footing there, wasn't he? And the referee just tells him to get up. And yeah, good ball over the top to him, but he couldn't quite really take that ball under control, could he, in the end? And
งงว่ะ
that's
เพื่อน
the sort of thing that Luton will want to do,
คืออะไร
really
วะ
try and so yeah, you see him there stumble, and Lockie actually lands on him off the pitch, but obviously by then there was pretty much nothing he could do about it. Luton won't mind balls like that over the top, though, will they? They can deal with them.
Yeah, certainly so. But I like the way Jackson's trying to get on the shoulder of Lockyer and
เอโด
use his pace in behind. He just ran out of room.
ได้100 กว่าล้านวันนี้
Closer and closer to the goal.
ฟิลยังไม่ค่อยแผงฤทธิ์นะ เอนโซอะครับแผงฤทธิ์หน่อยใช่ไหม
For periods of the first half.
Absolutely, certainly been involved in the game in the second half, Jackson, that's for sure, and still looking for his first Chelsea goal, competitive Chelsea goal anyway, as the ball is now with Bell, who can play one forward up towards Adebayo, who turns quite well there,
And that's good defending.
Foul.
Giving away a free kick. Oh, he has. I think that's a little bit soft in my opinion, though. I think that the Chelsea man's felt a little bit of contact and gone down in the end. And Adebayo looks a bit of a frustrated figure at the moment, really, the Luton Town forward. And maybe could Jones maybe switch to a one up front, maybe, as the Edwards, sorry, to run up one up front as the game goes on.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be the worst idea in the world, would it? Because they're both up there. They're both trying to hold the ball up, Morris and Adebayo, and neither one of them is getting enough of it. Whereas if you had maybe an extra midfielder, maybe an extra man in the middle of the park, just someone to try and link the play.
เล่นเร็วแล้วครับลูตันเท้าไปออกไปทางขวา
towards one of those strikers, and it's not quite sticking with either of them.
Absolutely, yeah, it's not really. Luton haven't really had much joy
going
forward, but it does only take one chance, as we keep saying all day night. And
ไปไม่ได้ครับ
now Lockyer has
ครับ
possession.
อาเรวาโยโอ้โถเสียเหลี่ยมเลยเวน
Thiago Silva, but Thiago Silva using all that experience. Oh, and he's actually played the ball directly off Morrison, wins his side of throw. Not sure that was quite the Brazilian's idea. Sounds like he wants a throw in for Luton in the end, but Thiago Silva there, maybe a bit of experience being used to his advantage, playing the ball off Morrison. It obviously goes out for a throw into the Blues.
Might be doing him a bit too much credit there. I don't think that's what Thiago Silva is necessarily looking for. I think he's trying to go back to the goalkeeper. What Morris was complaining about there was the ball had already gone out of play, and look at the replay there, it had. So that probably should have been a Luton throw.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point there. I didn't really realise that in normal time, but he definitely has a point. The ball over the top now. Chilwell might get there. The goalkeeper, Kaminsky, comes and does. It looked like for a moment Chilwell might nick in as a ball over the top really got past all the Luton defence. And Jackson keeps the ball now, and no foul given against the Luton defender. Morris comes close. That's really good play from Morris. Forwards play, wins a free kick off Thiago Silva, and now Luton can regroup. A good ball over the top there towards Chilwell. Tried to get it, but in the end the goalkeeper Kaminsky, good starting position, got the ball in the end, cleared it away. And Luton Town in possession now. Can Luton try and create something meaningful going forward? Here's Ross
โค้ชสิงห์วาอายุ38ครับ
quiet game for Ross
กลางอยู่แล้ว
Barkley. Could do wonder how match
เลยครับไม่เหนื่อยเลย
Ball over the top's a good one to Chong, who's in a good position, and he finds Morris in the area. Morris can play to Adebayo, and it's Giles with a shot. Oh, it's deflected, and Sanchez makes the save. And well, that was dangerous. And Luton with an hour played. That's a
เชล
real
ซี
big
จะ
chance
บุก
for
ต่อ
the
ประตู
Hunters. It
สอง
was
นะครับเชลซี
convincing the way it
ทำประตูเดียวก็ไม่ไว้ใจนะผมว่า
Not a convincing punch.
ต้องได้ประตูที่สองอะ
Gratefully in his arms, and
เพื่อความสบายใจ
chance for Luton.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was luck or skill there. The ball ended up with Ryan Giles in the penalty area. Straight towards goal, takes a wicked
โดน
deflection
ทำฟาวล์
on
ไปเลย
Sanchez. I thought it was going to fly over the top of his head for 1 second. He's going to punch it clear, and I think he
เล่นเร็ว
was
แล้วครับ
fortunate the
อั
way
น
it almost spins off his glove, stays within his grasp, and he can gather it at the second attempt. Luton worked it down the right hand side. Chong
เจ
Morris.
ออาเรวาโยเหรอรู้จักอาเรวาโยว่าไม่ใช่อาเรวายอนะเป็น
Seen from them
โย
going forward so far. Sanchez able to make the save.
It does actually deflect off Gusto in fairness, but yeah, it wasn't a convincing save.
สองเอามอริสโอ้โถมอริสเอาอาเรวาโยยิง ยิงเรียบร้อยโอ้โหติด เซฟ เกือบไปแล้ว
That's really good piece of defending by Nakamba in the end. And now Ross Barkley, the game getting very stretched at the moment as Barkley plays one forward to Adebayo. He can now go at the Chelsea defence. Adebayo up against Disasi, gets into the area. Adebayo always shown too much of it to Disasi, and Disasi does really well, and he concedes a throw in instead. And you see
เกือบแล้วปฏิกิริยาดีนะ
right now, they're up for this now. They're sensing that maybe Luton is slowly growing in
เสมอ
confidence.
มานี่เชลซีเนี่ยครับเข้ากรอบครั้งแรกนะครับลูตัน ผ่านไป60นาที
The game
Hold up,
is
hang
so
there.
stretched now at the moment as well, and naturally we've mentioned that that should probably suit Chelsea. They should have the extra
ท่านบอกว่า
quality
เด็ก
to
เก็บ
find
แร
the
ง
spaces in the final third. But
นี่อ่ะดูดิครับเพื่อนๆ Barkley ตองตองไปไหนมึงโปโดกาเซโนแย่งไปเลยครับแจ็คสันมาอีกแล้ว แจ็คสันไป แจ็คสันไป
Well, that's not been the case in the game as the balls with Adebayo now from Barkley, and Giles on the left now. Can he get a good cross in? He checks back instead, and he finds Bell. And he's looking for options here.
โยไป
Chelsea got plenty of bodies behind the ball at the
เอเบโย
moment.
โถ
And he plays
กลางบอลไม่ดีอาเรวาโยอ่ะ
with Burke, who can bring it forward to Cobre. And he plays it forward again. The back heel in the end a little bit too ambitious maybe to try and find Cobre on the overlap. And The ball is back with Sanchez, who did make his first save.
ครับสู้ๆครับลูตันทาวน์สู้
As me and Tom pointed out, I think the save was actually very fortunate as Fernandes now can bring it forward for Chelsea. The game really opened up now. Fernandes finds Sterling into the penalty area. Sterling plays it across. Shot comes in from Chilwell. Really good piece of defending. In the end, it might well have been from Lockyer, the block. There's actually a Luton player down. It might be a head injury. The referee might well have stopped this as Adebayo
บักลี่
has it
เปิด
down.
ไป
He
ที่
wins his side of
เอเลเบ
front
โย
here. It's actually Burke who made the block. It was a good block from Burke. It fell to Chilwell on that right
จ่าย
ball, and in the end he makes a good block. But again, Chelsea having their chances as well.
Yeah, they certainly are. And it's a brilliant piece of defending
Well.
from Reece, but putting his body on the line, recognises the danger. Good cut back from Sterling. Chilwell's
คนสุดท้ายเนี่ยครับลูตันเริ่มครองบอลมากขึ้นแล้ว
gets the block in, and then he gets a bit of a knock as Jackson inadvertently lands on top of him after the fact. But great defending from Reece, but potentially a goal-saving block.
โอ้
Absolutely, yeah, it was Chilwell. That right-footed shot could have gone anywhere from him, really. So that might well have been a goal-saving block. And as you say, Jackson landing got him inadvertently though afterwards as Morris goes to win
สเตอร์ลิงสเตอร์ลิงโอ้โหไม่ได้
That's good play from Barkley over to the right-hand side.
ได้ครับเพื่อนๆนิดเดียว
from Thiago Silva using that experience to get the ball away.
ใครเจ็บอ่ะ
Tahith Chong who can bring it forward and
เจ็บวะ
with some very good defending in the middle of the park. And Sterling now finds Jackson. And Jackson, is he going to keep possession? He is. Oh, he plays the ball behind Ben Chilwell in the end though as Chelsea come forward. Chilwell goes back
ลูกยิง
to
ของ
Fernandes.
เบลนะครับ
And Fernandes
จะไปติด
plays
บล็อก
well to the right-hand side. Chelsea, by the way, have not failed to win their opening 3 games of a
ผู้เล่น
Premier League season. It's the
ไปลง
98-99 campaign 25 years ago. They're on
โล
track
ครับ
right now to win their 3rd game, but
เดียวครับ
looking like it's going to be easy. 25 minutes to go. You're listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Samuel Wright joined by Tom McGarry. Chelsea 1, Luton Town 0. The goal scored.
ลูตันทาวน์มาอีกแล้วเอาครับบุกชิบหายเลยอ่ะ
Chelsea keeping some possession for now as the game
คาบูเล่เปิดไปโอ้โหติดเทียโก้ซิวาอีก
who finds Jackson.
เพื่อน
Jackson goes back to Chilwell again.
ดูว่าลูตันทาวน์เนี่ย
Really good challenge by Lockyer actually to stop him, and then a good piece of skill.
แต่บุกเพลินระวังเชลซีสวนนะแม่งเร็วๆทั้งนั้นเลยกองหน้ามันอ่ะ
He goes back to Burke and he finds Chong. Chong being closed down, but he keeps possession and finds Bell. Can Luton Town create a magic moment? They had an opportunity a few moments ago, which was denied by Sanchez. And it's good ball up play to Morris, actually. Morris controls well, plays it in over the head of Barkley, and the clearance in the end, Gallagher was back there to get there. Wasn't convincing, though, by Gusto, and Chelsea do have the ball back, though. Enzo Fernandez over the top. It's not a bad ball. In the flight, might catch out Lockyer. It's played into Sterling from Jackson. Sterling with a chance. Sterling, oh, in the end, he kind of fluffs his lines. He took it a little bit too far, Sterling, and his shot wasn't all that convincing, and it trickles wide. And Chelsea's trying to play through again. They do the right thing, but in the end, the chance goes begging.
Yeah, it's good play from Jackson. Releases Sterling, but the first touch is too heavy for
ก็สวัสดีนะครับพี่ๆทุกคนนะครับเข้ามาแล้วนะครับฝากกด subscribe ฝากกดติดตามให้หน่อย ตอนนี้นะครับเชลซียังนำอยู่ 1-0 เหมือนเดิมนะครับได้ประตูจากลาฮิม สเตอร์ลิงนะตอนนี้65 ทีแล้วเลยประมาณ25 ทีนะครับฝากด้วยฝากกันเชียร์ด้วยนะครับติดไปโอ้ยบาร์คลีย์ทำ
I think it has been a really enjoyable watch this second half, and credit to both teams really for that. And yeah, Chelsea having their chances to maybe seal the game as a good ball through now by Fernandes to Jackson.
เอ้ยเซอร์ลิงหลุดแล้วเซอร์ลิงยิงไม่ได้โอ้ยไม่ได้ครับเพื่อนๆ
He was quite quiet in the first half. He's probably been the most lively player on the field in the second. All he's really missing is a goal, but he's making life very hard for that Luton defense.
He is. He's working so hard.
ดูดิครับลูกยิงของเซอร์ลิงโอ้โหแม่งบดออกไปเลยครับเหมือนหลักไม่ดีด้วยครับเพื่อนๆหลักครับ
Enzo Fernandez it will be with an out-swinging delivery for Chelsea. 67 minutes on the clock. It's going to be Enzo with it. It's going to be headed out actually by Adebayo, I believe, who's headed it on.
ดูตันก็ตั้งเกมใหม่
Throw in, and it was actually well headed away. Luton Town continuing to do their defensive duties again. As I mentioned, though, 13 days ago against Brighton, it was 1-0 around about this stage of the game.
แจ็คสันมาอีกแล้วแจ็คสันเอาไงแจ็คสันหลบไป1หลบไป2โอ้โหติดบล็อกโอ้โหนิดเดียว
Exactly used to be winning in 2023, only the 4 league wins. their last home win back on the 4th of March against Leeds United. And here is Thiago Silva now in possession for Chelsea. He goes back to Disasi, who finds Gusto on the right-hand side, and Thiago Silva with a pass forward up towards Sterling, and Sterling will get there ahead of Bell. Sterling goes through Bell, tracks back well though, and Caicedo, and he finds Gusto on the right-hand side. Gusto crosses it. Sterling's
เอนโซเปิดโอ้โหติดอีก
Chelsea, and that is the goal that Chelsea needed, and they've now got their 2-goal.
ต้องดูนะครับเพื่อนๆว่าจะอะไรถ้า 2-0 ก็ผมว่าน่าจะจบละลูตัสไม่น่าจะทำอะไรได้แล้วต้องอยู่ที่ว่าเชลซีจะยิง2ลูกเมื่อไหร่นะครับเพื่อนๆถ้าเชลซีได้ประตูที่2ก็ปิดประตูแพ้ได้เลยจริงๆนะครับตอนนี้บอลที่กุสโซนะครับจะเป็นคนทุ่มดีซาซี่ไปที่เทียโกซิงวากุสโซลาฮิมเซอร์ลิงไปอีกแล้วเซอร์ลิงไปอีกแล้วหลบไป1ไม่ได้ครับครับไกเซโดไปที่กุสโตเปิดเข้าไปเซอร์ลิงยิงไอ้เหี้ยเรียบร้อยเลยครับ 2-0 นะครับโอ้โหเซอร์ลิงคนเดิมครับไม่เปลี่ยนแปลงโอ้โหถูกที่ถูกเวลาครับต้องชมกุสโตนะครับเปิดไปให้เซอร์ลิงยิงสวยมากนี่ครับเซอร์ลิงมันพอตจริงๆนะฤดูกาลนี้เนี่ย3นัดเนี่ยเล่นดีจัดเล่นดีครับเซอร์ลิงเนี่ยกลับมาในฟอร์มเทพอีกครั้งเลยอ่ะเหมือนปีที่แล้วนี่โหแม่งหาทางไม่เจอไม่รู้จะเล่นไหนปีนี้มันเล่นเป็นหน้าขวานะครับโหเล่นดีจัดเนี่ยครับเซอร์ลิงเนี่ยครับก็บอลก็มาจากเขาอ่ะเป็นคนพาบอลเข้าไปให้แล้วบอลกระชอกไปที่ไอ้คาแรคเกอร์นะครับแล้วก็คาแรคเกอร์ส่งให้ไกเซโดออกไปทางขวาให้กุสโตแล้วก็เปิดตบในให้ลาฮิมเซอร์ลิงยิงครับเชติโนบอกกระตุ้นหน่อยครับเพื่อน
kill things off, and I'm sure Mauricio Pochettino would like to get a goal for the lively Nicholas Jackson, who's involved in the build-up there. Fernandes is then held up by Chong. Camber comes across, but Chong's actually
ครับเพื่อนๆลูตันทาวน์นะครับเหมือนจะเปลี่ยนตัวแล้วเป็นคาบูเล่นะครับที่ออกไปลงแทนนะอาเลเบโยก็ออกเหมือนกันนะครับไม่ใช่เลเบยอนะครับเป็นอาเลเบโยเป็นโดตี้กับบาวนะครับที่ลงมาเบอร์19แล้วก็เบอร์45
Just try and see the game out. If Chelsea get another goal, though, the 3 points will absolutely be in the bag.
Absolutely. Mauricio Pochettino want to get a morale-boosting extra goal or two to add some gloss to the score, and he'll certainly want a clean sheet as well. They haven't had one of those yet.
มาอีกแล้วครับแจ็คสัน
Now they're focusing on this free kick about 25 yards out. Left of centre, perfect for a right footer. Enzo Fernandez standing over the ball. Ben Chilwell providing the left-footed option, and Thiago Silva orchestrating things and line up the
เฮ้ยมีแล้ววะ
got in and around the Luton wall. Imagine it will be Enzo Fernandez to strike this one.
ฝากพี่ๆด้วยนะครับเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดติดตามนะฝากกด Subscribe นะครับก็ฝากพี่ๆเพื่อนๆทุกคนนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นทีมเพื่อนๆพี่ๆจะทีมไหนหรือชอบทีมไหนนะครับมาดูบอลด้วยกันได้ครับพี่คนหนึ่งก็ชอบดูฟุตบอลนะไม่ว่าจะเป็นคู่ไหนก็ดูทุกฝากด้วย
I think he's been fantastic once again, just like he was in the first home game against Liverpool. And the shot comes in there, though, always going wide. And Kaminsky again, he saw that all the way.
Seems to have a stroll through games, doesn't he, Enzo Fernandez? It's quite effortless for the World Cup winner. Play the tournament at the finals.
ก็ใครจะซัพพอร์ตนะครับซัพพอร์ตช่องนะครับสนับสนุนช่องหรือโดเนทมาได้ที่หมายเลขทางพร้อมเพย์ด้านล่างได้เลยนะด้านล่างได้เลยขอบคุณมากนะครับเป็นขั้นซัพพอร์ตก็พร้อมเพย์ด้านล่างได้เลยนะครับบาท2 บาทคน5 บาท10 บาทหรือ100 1,000ก็ตามสะดวกเลยโอ้ยโตดูซัพพอร์ตกันมาได้ครับเพื่อนๆพี่ก็เป็นค่าน้ำค่าไฟช่วย
the Chelsea defense, and he's drawn a
ด้วย
free
ผมนะ
kick.
สนับสนุน
The
ผมได้
substitution is gonna be the first Chelsea
ก็
player
ฝากด้วยครับ ฝากด้วย
into the notebook as well, and it's the man we were just discussing a few minutes ago, Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, Gallagher, the guilty party there, giving the ball away. And in fairness, actually, too, Brownie gets the ball really positive running from him. Something we've not seen much of Luton this evening. He runs forward. Fernandez commits the foul and gives away the free kick. But fair play to Brown. He's won Luton a dangerous free kick. And it's going to take something special from here, no doubt. But Ross Barkley, we do know he is capable of striking a ball from this distance. So he's had a quiet evening, Barkley. But, well, this would be quite some moment for him if he can get Luton back into the game with what would have to be, though, a spectacular strike.
It would. It's a similar distance, maybe a yard or two further out to the free kick at the other end that Fernandez took a couple of minutes ago, and it's right of centre rather than left, so less suiting for the right foot of Ross Barkley, who does curl an effort towards goal, and because he was on that cusp of being too far out, he has to
คนเหลืองไปเลย
have extra power than perhaps he would like, and in doing that he loses the accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely. You see what he's trying to do, Barkley. It would have taken a spectacular effort, as I said, and it was always way too high from Barkley. And again, you mentioned it earlier on, Tom, about maybe how often is he going to play tonight. You said 60 minutes. It's now 74 minutes, and he's still on the pitch, Barkley. And obviously, you have got to question the fitness of him, and that might be a bit of a problem at this point. Luton might be looking to make a change. However, he is a man who is going to provide that quality.
เอาละครับเพื่อนๆอันนี้ได้นี่นะ
The magic of Ross Barkley out there, but just how much does he have left in the tank? He's a little bit of a frustrated figure there as he shakes his head in the middle of the park. Chelsea have possession. Fernandez and Caicedo exchanging passes there. It's worked out to Gusto on the right-hand side. It's a decent game, the right wing back into
โอ้เปิดไปไหนเนี่ย
goes. Again, just recycle the ball back towards Thiago Silva as Chelsea pushing for their first home win in the league since the start of March, and they look like they're on the way to that because of Raheem Sterling's 2 goals, and he's now looking to turn provider, and he does exactly that with a delicious volleyed cross into the box. And who's there for his first Chelsea goal? The man we said has deserved the goal this evening, Nicholas Jackson.
Yes, absolutely brilliant from Raheem Sterling, though, I've got to say. He gets the ball on the right-hand side. What a delivery. That is pretty much impossible to defend, to be honest. Brilliant ball over the top from Enzo. Sterling in that position. That's a dream of a ball for a number 9. He gets in there for Jackson, sticks out that right leg and makes it 3-0. He's deserved a goal for his second half performance.
ดูนะครับเพื่อนๆน่าจะจบแล้วล่ะผมว่าลูตันน่าจะทำอะไรไม่ได้แล้วล่ะดูที่ว่า
Jackson with a poacher's goal, and I've got to say with Jackson, the one thing that may have been questioned in the first few games is his finishing, but his first goal might well help him with that going forward. It's actually got a deflection, to be fair. Maybe I'm being a bit too nice to Sterling, but either way, it's a goal for Jackson. He's deserved it, and he's off the mark in a Chelsea shirt, and surely the first points from Mauricio Pochettino.
โอ้โหแฮกทิกเหรออ๋อแจ็คสันนะครับ
Let's presume that ball was
โอ้แจ็คสันนะครับ
from Raheem Sterling, but the
3-0 ไปเลยครับเพื่อน
into the path of Jackson, who times his run superbly. It was an instinctive striker's goal, number 9.
ๆอ่ะเพื่อน
if you like, which will do
ๆคืนนี้เชลซีสวรรค์ดี
Mauricio
ยิงเกิน1 ประตูแล้วเว้ย
Final 15 minutes of the 90. Chelsea 3, Luton 0. Luton are going to make, I think, their final 3 changes of the game. Anderson, Ogbene, and Kelly Ruddock and Panzu are all waiting to come on. Reece Burke is going to be replaced by Mads Anderson. 75 minutes is where Ross Barkley's night reached a conclusion, and Tahith Chong is the 3rd Luton player to be replaced. He looks particularly
เซอร์ลิงแม่งของจริงว่ะยิง2 แอสซิสต์ 1
Anderson on,
ก็จริง
the third one was Pelly Ruddock Panzu. So Rob Edwards has used all his cards now, all 5 substitutes on, but it's just a case you would feel, sadly for Luton, of damage limitation from here.
ก็จริงๆทำเซอร์ลิง
In the Brighton game 13 days ago, tired legs at Luton really were a thing in the last 20 minutes, and the last thing Luton want at this point, because they've made a very good effort this evening, is to maybe let the game become the scoreline maybe become
ได้ครับวันนี้
hiding, and I think 3-0 obviously is a convincing defeat, but I feel like even that kind of is a little bit generous for Chelsea. But I feel like with Luton making these changes, it might give some fresh legs on the field, and maybe them tired legs won't be as much. But even so, I think for Luton at this point, I think the game's pretty much beyond them now. You know, maybe keep the scoreline as it is or nick a goal. But I feel like the fresh legs of Luton have just been brought on to maybe keep the scoreline as it is, rather than, you know, maybe go forward a bit more, because you don't really want to concede any more goals as a bad foul comes in here.
Oh yeah, Jacob Brown picking up a yellow card. I just thought for a split second, is that going to be worse? He's left Axel Disasi crumpled in a heap in the penalty area. I don't think there's any maliciousness in it from from Brown. He's trying to come across and block the clearance, but he certainly catches the Chelsea number 2, a sore one on the top of the foot.
Yeah, it was a very sore one. I think fair play to Brown. Since he's come on, he's really trying to get the ball. He's trying to make things happen, and a bit too eager there. Goes in very hard, and he really catches the former Monaco man. It's a little bit of a bad challenge, to be honest. And yeah, he felt that one.
Yeah, he's trying to have a go at it though, isn't he?
นี่ครับ
Isn't he, Jacob Brown? Luton, as it stands, incidentally, with the concession of that third goal, will now be slipping to the bottom of the early Premier League standings.
ครับก็ยังเสมอกับเซลตาเบโก
Wolves, Burnley, and
แต่อีก
Sheffield
คู่นะ
United.
ของเยอรมันนะครับคืนนี้
Goal difference.
ไลซิกนะครับชนะสตุตการ์ด
Get another goal back though, or get one goal back this evening. They would go above Everton, so there's still incentive there.
ออกบาวนะครับโดน
Zassi back on his feet, works the ball towards his goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Very little to do in this game. Now down the left-hand side by Chelsea, but given away.
เรียบร้อยเผลอๆโดนใบแดงเชื่อผมป่ะพี่วิ
Luton, which Doughty will take. He finds Carlton Morris, who returns it to Alfie Doughty. Low ball into the box, just a little bit behind. Pelly Ruddock and Panzu can't get it under control, and it's a comfortable gather in the end after a couple of ricochets for Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, see what he's trying to do there in Panzu. It's a bit of a difficult ball to take in. He goes to third in the end. The deflection makes it nice in the end. And again, Chelsea, Petrovic pops up on our screen, about to sign for Chelsea, of course. So another Chelsea.
ซาซี่นะครับดีไม่เจ็บเยอะแบบช้ำๆแบบนิดๆหน่อย
That's someone else who's come up, but yeah, I think Chelsea again at Luton at this point of the game just trying to get anything back into the game at this point. But looks like, to be fair to them, they are still attacking.
Yeah, they are. They're not giving up the ghost in the game, Luton, and that's to their credit. David Washington signed as well, hasn't he? Another youngster for Chelsea over the last few days. So plenty of new additions coming in to Stamford Bridge. Never-ending transfer saga, really, hasn't it? Since Todd Bowley took over the reins.
นี่ครับเพื่อน
This time last year.
ๆลุง
Luton in possession.
ได้ตั้นเท้า
The ball to Mads Anderson, signed from Barnsley in the summer. He finds Alfie Doughty, who will clip the ball across from right to left. Amari Bell. Possession down the channel. He goes looking to release Ryan Giles. Giles in turn can look to get Luton going once more. A little cut back in towards.
ก็คืนพรุ่งนี้นะครับ3 ทุ่มนะวาเซนอนนะครับเดี๋ยวเรามาดูกัน
Republic of Ireland international Bene, who wants to take on Malagusto. He's twisting, he's turning, he's fouled by Malagusto. Good play.
ก็เดี๋ยวจะกลับมาไว้ให้สุดนะถ้ากลับมาไว้ได้จะมาพวกวาเซนอนด้วยกันนะครับแต่ถ้าไม่ทันก็ครึ่งหลัง
They've been very lively since coming on, most of them. I think they're really trying to get a foothold in the game and trying to make an impression. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, trying to work your way into Rob Edwards' starting 11. That's what it's all about at this point, and that's all what they can do, I think. And obviously fair play to them. I think the ones who've come on, a couple of them have looked really, really lively, and that's all you can ask for if you're the manager, to be honest, especially at this point of the game when the game's pretty much away from them. Try and make an impression.
Maybe Brown and Ogbene either side of Morris could be the way to go for Luton going forward. They've got this free kick though. Ryan Giles will lift it into the penalty area. Decent ball, well dealt with
ดูดิครับเจาะไม่เข้าจริงๆเชลซีวันนี้เล่นดีด้วย
Giles on the Luton left once more.
ส่งวะเอาได้ฟาวเว้ยได้ฟาว
Emphatically blocked by Caicedo. Luton can keep the attack alive. This time down there right with Carlton Morris, who turns infield away from Chilwell. Low cross comes shot into the area. It's cut out by Thiago Silva, but Luton are not done. It's Nakamba cross into the box again, headed clear by Thiago Silva. Giles now on the left-hand side. His cross ricochets, comes to Morris. Morris strikes towards goal. Shot deflects behind for a corner.
Yeah, fair play to Luton. They're not giving this up, are they? I mean, they're 3-0 down. The game might well be done, but they're giving this something for their away fans to still cheer at the end of the day. I mean, they're going for it, and fair play to them. I mean, it's all you can ask for, really, if you are Luton for the travelling fans. The team may be beaten, but they're still giving it a good go. And full credit to them, they get a goal from this spell. I think you wouldn't say it hasn't been deserved.
Yeah, they've certainly worked hard, and particularly in this second half, have offered a
ไปแล้วได้เอายิงอุ้ยยิงอุ้ยไคเซโดตกเมื่อยโอ้แม่งเลยบอลลิบอกกูใช่
of the evening. Mauricio Pochettino has waited until the 83rd minute to mix things up. And the man who scored the third goal for Chelsea this evening, his first strike for the club, Nicholas Jackson, is going to be
กองเชียร์ก็สะใจ
He's had a very
เสื้อสวยนะครับสีส้มลูตัน
Second half in particular has been brilliant, and the one thing that's really impressed me about Jackson in his first 3 competitive games I've seen for Chelsea is just how hard he works and how much problems he creates. Yes, the goals weren't there in his first couple of games, but you really saw there was a player in there causing problems for back fours, and in this second half in particular, he's caused Luton so many problems. I mean, Luton have just struggled to cope with him in this second half, and he deserves a lot of credit for that, Jackson. I think he's coming in, he's really trying hard, and you can see that, and full credit to him. More performances like this, and I think that number 9 spot's definitely going to be his throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely, it's been a good night for Jackson. Leslie Ugachukwu is the Chelsea player who's come on to replace him, the man signed from Rennes in the summer. As Chelsea come forward again, Chilwell. Gallagher was in the position similar to the Sterling second goal from earlier. This time the cross coming from the left from Chilwell, and Gallagher, you can tell by his reaction, I don't think he catches that quite how he would like. If he does so, he could have been scoring Chelsea's 4th goal.
Absolutely, it's a brilliant ball in from Chilwell. Chelsea work it well to the left-hand side. First we've seen of them going forward for a little while. The ball comes in, Gallagher doesn't catch it at all. It's a weak effort, an easy save for the goalkeeper. But I think that was good play from Chilwell. Gallagher getting in them positions where he'd want to be, but on that occasion didn't really get hold of it, and Kaminsky made a very easy save.
A couple of saves in this second half. Thomas Kaminsky, we say Luton have been a better attacking threat in this second period. So have Chelsea. Has been more chances since the restart than we saw during the first half. Chelsea leading Luton by 3 goals to 0 as Fernandes trying to keep the ball in play on the far side has given it away. And that's a good knockdown by Morrison Brown into the area. Ooh, Robert Sanchez was caught trying to come out. He couldn't get there. Brown spotted the goalkeeper off his line. Gets too much on the attempted lob, but that was an opportunity for Luton to substitute.
Yeah, not sure what Sanchez was doing there, to be honest. I think it was really poor from the goalkeeper. He comes a long way, if anything. He's just distracting his defenders. I think Disasi kind of stops because he thinks the goalkeeper's coming out. And maybe the lack of composure from Brown there, because maybe he rushes that a little bit. He sees the opportunity and he puts it over. But I think Sanchez there was in no man's land. That was really, really poor. And we see some spending stats come up on our screen, Tom. And don't think it'll be too much surprising to people, but that really says it all, really, about the mismatch in spend between these 2 clubs.
Yeah, since the start of the Premier League in 1992, the year Luton had been relegated from the top flight, they've spent £30 million on transfers. Chelsea have spent just the £3 billion. I mean, I think £1 billion of that has been in the last 12 months or so, hasn't it? But that just shows the difference between these 2 sides, and it's reminded me of the stat I saw from earlier, as well as Chelsea are making another substitution. On this day 10 years ago, Chelsea were top of the Premier League. Luton were 14th in what is now the National League. So that kind of sums up what's been happening with these 2 clubs over recent years. In particular, Luton Town, as Ben Chilwell is being replaced. He hands the captain's armband to Thiago Silva and takes the applause of the home support at Stamford Bridge. I think it's Ian Matson who's going to come on and replace him. Indeed it is, and just an opportunity to wrap Ben Chilwell up in cotton wool, because he's a player that's had a fair few injuries over recent years.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously with Chilwell, he's a very important player for Chelsea. Give Matson a chance, of course. Really impressed last season, I believe, out on loan at Burnley in the Championship, and obviously won the Championship there as well. But I think with Chilwell, very important to keep him fit, and obviously you've lost Reece James on one flank.
เด็ก5 นาทีนะ
Keep Chilwell on the other. He's such an important player for Chelsea, and protecting him at this stage of the game when the 3 points are in the bag, I think that's a safe thing to do from Pochettino.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matson is not a bad replacement to bring on. Burnley have been trying all summer to re-sign him, either on another loan or on a permanent basis. But he's impressed Mauricio Pochettino during pre-season and seems to be part of the first-team squad now, as Ugachukwu there gets a little bit away with that return ball to Malagusto. Thiago Silva now will work it for Chelsea out to the left-hand side, where he provides Matson his first involvement. By Fernandes to Colwill, back into Enzo Fernandes. Colwill's continued his run forward. Fernandes ignores him. Instead goes across towards Axel Disasi. That third goal for Chelsea, and the flurry of substitutions for both teams that has followed. It's just taken the sting out of proceedings. Sterling will want to refine that sting though, because he's on a hat-trick. He's just to hit the ball against the referee, who allows play to continue because Chelsea do have possession. It's Gusto coming into Ugachukwu now. Caicedo, who looks like he's going to complete his first 90 minutes in a Chelsea shirt. Take the ball over the top there from Fernandes. Will run through to Kaminsky, and Sterling on a hat-trick. Sammy looks like he's also taken up the centre-forward position since Jackson's withdrawal.
Absolutely, yeah. Sterling, of course, he'll be looking to see out the game with a hat-trick. It'll be a fine moment for him, of course, a player who hasn't really had the same look at Chelsea as he had in a Man City shirt at scoring goals. But I think in the first few games, he, for me, along with Fernandes, has been Chelsea's best player. And I think he's been a really bright spark in the early stages under Pochettino. So Pochettino may be reigniting a fire in Raheem Sterling that we haven't seen for a couple of seasons. And that's exactly what Chelsea want as Luton come forward and try and get a consolation.
Yeah, fit and firing. Raheem Sterling can only be beneficial to Chelsea and England as well as Alfie Doughty for Luton. They're trying to end this game with a flourish. He cuts in from the right-hand side and his cross deflects and will not be kept in play despite the best efforts of Robert Sanchez. And what they suggest about Sanchez over the last 10 minutes is he's a man who's maybe been a little bit bored in this game and he's now trying to get involved.
I absolutely agree with that. I think that's exactly what comes to mind there. There's not really much need for him to chase that ball. He chases it like a madman and goes to keep it in and makes a very erratic effort to keep it in. So I think maybe a bit of boredom creeping into his mind. Wanting to get involved with the play definitely springs to mind.
He might get involved now from this Ryan Giles corner in, swing it into the penalty area. He does come out, Sanchez. I'm not sure if he got to the ball or a Chelsea defender headed it clear. It's not completely out the danger zone from a Chelsea point of view. Eventually, Brown's attempted effort is blocked away and Sterling will pick it up on the right-hand side. Gusto now steps away from the challenger Doughty, who tried to hurl him down but couldn't get close to the Chelsea wing-back, who pirouettes on the ball, feeds it into Enzo Fernandez, who returns it to Malo Gusto. He's going to run out of room on the far side if he's not careful. He has managed to dig out a cross, but Lockyer is there to clear and takes a whack for his troubles as well. Tom Lockyer, and again, Rob Jones is going to his pocket. It's another yellow card, this time for a Chelsea player. It's like Ian Maatsen, fresh onto the field, freshly in the referee's notebook.
Yeah, I feel like earlier on he's gone for the ball there. Lockyer has kicked it away and it's a little bit of a late one, but I don't think Maatsen's any intent there from him. A little bit unlucky maybe for the Dutchman, and he obviously gives away the free kick. And I think Lockyer, to be fair, despite his team on a 3-0, I think Lockyer's had a really good game tonight, despite his team being 3-0 down. Really solid captain's performance, and obviously look, Luton are going to have easier games than Chelsea away this season, but I do think the home form is what's going to be important with Lockyer as captain, someone who's shown true leadership skills, especially in recent months. I think that could be a good place for the club to be.
Absolutely, Luton's home form, you'd imagine, is going to be pivotal. They're due to be at home to West Ham United next weekend. As cross into the box from Maatsen as Chelsea come forward again. It takes a big deflection, which takes the sting out of proceedings. Bell can clear. It comes back to Maatsen. This time he's stopped in his tracks by Doughty. We're into the stoppage time now at the end of the game.
ก็น่าจะเป็นอาร์เซนอลกับฟูลแลมนะครับ
Both halves, which is a bit more like we're accustomed to from last season. It really hasn't been the kind of game where there has been that many stoppages, in truth.
No, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, the stoppages aren't there. Don't add the minutes on, especially in a game like this where the game's pretty much already wrapped.
แล้วก็จะมาไลฟ์คู่ประมาณอาร์เซนอลฟูลแลมนะครับเพื่อนๆอาร์เซนอล
really well. Players haven't been rolling around on the floor and wasting time. It's been a game that's been played at a really good.
แต่ก็จะดูคู่แมนยูไปด้วย
Yes, a lot of substitutions, but
ก่อนด้วยกันนะครับ
yeah, the game's been played at a good pace this evening.
ไปมาช้าไงก็ติดตามรับชมด้วยครับขอให้นี่ก็มีงานประจำอยู่แล้วขายของแล้ว
This season is going to be more like 8, 9, 10 minutes. Are the referees still going to just add on 30 seconds or so at the end of the game to have sympathy on teams? Because relatively, they'd probably then have to add on about 4 or 5 minutes just to make it fair.
Absolutely. I think obviously the first weekend of the EFL, we saw how chaotic the added time was, and I think that maybe at the beginning of the season we will see minutes be added that are kind of crazy numbers, but maybe as the season goes on, if maybe they think it's not working or it's not necessary, they'll change that a bit. But obviously in this game, as I say, I think the amount of time in both halves has been pretty accurate in my opinion, so that's all you can ask for.
Bene there with an attempted cross from the Luton left. That will go out of play for a goal kick, but it's looking to be direct down the left-hand side to Dozy Ogbeni, as we're going to see another Chelsea change. And Raheem Sterling isn't going to get his hat-trick this evening. Mason Burstow, the highly rated youngster, is going to come on to replace him for the final few minutes. Sterling gets a big hug from his manager.
แป๊บนึงก็เข้ามาแล้วนะฝากกดไลค์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนี่12โหวต
Job well done for Raheem
7
Sterling.
นะครับ
Absolutely, he's had a fantastic game,
33
Sterling. I think in a team with so many young players in there, I think Sterling has experienced, he's won constant Premier Leagues over the years. Sterling, that standout European Championships he had a few years ago. Sterling knows how to do it on the big
คน
stage.
ขนาดคนพากย์ก็ไม่ค่อยอยากจะพากย์
These
Chelsea players
จบแล้ว
what's been a very difficult period for the club in recent months, and I feel like with a manager like Pochettino, who's already proven he really believes in him, I think we could be seeing the best version of Raheem Sterling again, because we've got to still remember he's still got a lot to offer. He's actually not as old as what
เปลี่ยนตัวนะครับเป็นเบอร์สเตอร์ลิงออกนะเบอร์37ลง
Premier League, and I think this season he could be Chelsea's main man.
สั้นเปซอฟนะครับพระเอกนะวันนี้2ประตู1แอสซิสต์นะครับเพื่อนๆโอ้โหสุดยอดจริงๆนี่ครับปาบุรีตบมือให้เลย
At the infancy of his career, just turned 20 earlier this month. He'll be lucky if he gets a kick in this game, though. Chelsea happy to just recycle the ball out of the back. Gallagher to Gusto. We're into the final minutes of the 4 that were allocated for stoppages at the end of this second half. Chelsea 3, Luton 0. Thiago Silva forward to Enzo Fernandez, who returns it to Silva, and Chelsea will go all the way back to Robert Sanchez patrolling the edge of his penalty area. Going to be a first clean sheet. Chelsea colours for him, it would seem. Well, he's played a risky ball forward there to Caicedo, and Chelsea almost overplaying on the edge of their own penalty area. In the end, they've moved it nicely out to the left-hand side, where it's flicked in by Colwill to Caicedo to Gallagher, who can bring the ball out of the centre circle and perhaps create one last Chelsea chance. Gallagher into Enzo Fernandez, runs into a bit of traffic, stays on his feet. Referee plays an advantage. Caicedo, 30 yards from goal to Colwill. Out to Matson on the left-hand side. We've had the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Matson, though, finds Adachukwu. Adachukwu into Burstow, who does get a touch. Can't quite roll away from the defenders, and that will be that. A big round of applause from Mauricio Pochettino. His first win as Chelsea manager. A job well done. A professional performance from the Blues as they have seen off Luton Town by 3-0.
จบนะครับเพื่อนๆวันนี้
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our
เรียบร้อยครับเพื่อนๆก็จบเกมแล้วนะครับเกมแรกของซีซั่นได้แล้วเว้ยใจด้วยครับเพื่อนๆแฟนเชลซี
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back
ก็เนี่ยครับเพื่อนๆสถิติ
independent studio commentary while also enjoying our
บอลนี่วันนี้เชลซีนี่
good luck
67นะครับลูตันทาวน์33เอสเปกโกนะ 2.09 ของลูตัน 0.0 นี่เองนะครับเพื่อนๆ
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer,
ดูโอกาสยิงดีครับเพื่อน
total goals market, handicap
ๆของเชลซี19 ครั้งอะครับโอ้โหสุดยอดอัตราการผ่านบอลนะเชลซี597 ครั้งลูตันทาวน์237 ครั้งนะครับดูสถิติทั้งหมดเลยนะ19 ครั้งนะครับของเชลซีนะยิงหลุดกรอบไป5นะครับยิงเข้ากรอบ8แล้วก็จำนวนที่ถูกบล็อกนะ5 ครั้งนะครับยิงชนเสาชนคานไป2 ครั้งนะครับเพื่อนๆยอดเลยอ่ะก็ใบเหลืองนะครับของเชลซีโดนไป2แล้วก็ลูตันทาวน์โดนไป3นะครับเพื่อนๆการดวลนี่เชลซีชนะไป42 ครั้งแล้วก็ลูตันทาวน์ก็ชนะ46 ครั้งเหมือนกันนะครับดูครับชนะการดวลจัดพื้นนี่เชลซีก็ชนะน้อยกว่าลูตันทาวน์นะครับชนะกลางอากาศเชลซีชนะมากกว่า แล้วก็เลี้ยงบอลสำเร็จก็สูสีนะครับ50กับ64%นะครับเพื่อนๆก็แมนออฟเดอะแมตช์นะครับคงเป็นใครไปไม่ได้ครับนอกจากคนนี้เลยครับเพื่อนๆไลน์ฮิมเซอร์ลิงได้คะแนนไป9ครับเพื่อนๆดูเลยครับประตู2ประตูนะโอกาสยิงทั้งหมด5ครั้งนะครับเพื่อนๆ5ครั้งเข้ากรอบไป2เนี่ยครับแล้วก็มีแอสซิสต์ด้วยนะนาทีที่น่าจะเป็น68ป่ะขออนุญาตนี่ครับดูแมนออฟเดอะแมตช์นะครับของพวกเราความแม่นยำในการผ่านบอลนะ36ครั้งผ่านบอลสำเร็จ32ครั้งนะครับเข้าโอกาส2ครั้งถ้า expect goal 0.79 แต่ยิงได้2ประตูถือว่าสูงมากครับแอสซิสต์ถ้า expect goal ของแอสซิสต์นะ 0.21 คะแนนแฟนตาซีนี่16เลยนะโหใครมีเซอร์ลิ่งอยู่ในทีมนะโหแฟนตาซี16คะแนนความแม่นยำในการยิงประตูนะ3จาก4ครั้งนะเข้ากรอบ3หลุดกรอบไป1โอกาสใหญ่ที่พลาดมีครั้งหนึ่งนะครับยิงติดบล็อกอีก1ครั้งเลี้ยงบอลสำเร็จ2ใน5นะครับเพื่อนๆแต่บอลในพื้นที่สุดท้าย3ครั้งนะครับส่งข้ามแบบแม่นยำนี่ไม่ได้เลยเสียบอล6ครั้งเก็บบอลได้5ครั้งครับชนะการดวลจากพื้นนะ3จาก13ครั้งถือว่าน้อยนะพูดตรงๆเลยแต่ก็โอเคครับถูกทำฟาวล์1ครั้งแล้วก็ฟาวล์1ครั้งอันนี้คือตัวทีเด็ดเลยครับของเชลซีนะเดี๋ยวลองดูอีกตัวหนึ่งนะตัวแบบเป็นตัวโฮบอลสุดยอดเลยนะเป็นเอนโซ เฟร์นันเดสนะครับได้คะแนนไป 8.1 นะครับจากเว็บที่ผมดูนะจากเว็บที่ผมดูนะโอกาสยิงทั้งหมด4ครั้งนะครับอัตราการผ่านบอลนะครับ59ครั้งจาก63ครั้งนะครับ 94% ในการผ่านบอลสำเร็จ9โอกาส2ครั้งแล้วก็คะแนนเพอร์ซี2นะครับความแม่นยำในการยิงประตู4ครั้งนะครับไม่เข้ากรอบเลยสักครั้งหนึ่งโอกาสใหญ่ที่พลาดนะ1ครั้งนะครับอันนี้น่าจะเป็นตอนที่ยิงชนคานนะอันนี้โอกาสสัมผัสบอล78ครั้งนะครับเลี้ยงบอลสำเร็จ0ครั้งแต่บอลในพื้นที่สุดท้าย9ครั้งแต่นี่ถือว่าเยอะมากนะครับแต่บอลเข้าไปในพื้นที่สุดท้ายถือว่าเยอะมากๆเลยส่งข้ามแบบแม่นยำ1จาก5ครั้งนะความแม่นยำของบอลยาว8ต่อ9นี่ครับนี่คือจุดเด่นเขาเลยเอนโซเนี่ยอันนี้คือจุดเด่นเขาเลยนะผมว่านะเนี่ยความแม่นยำของบอลยาวเนี่ยเขาเปิดบอลยาวแม่นมากนะ8สำเร็จ8จาก9ครั้งอ่ะถือว่าเยอะมากๆนะครับเตะมุมไป4ครั้งเสียบอลไม่เสียบอลแม้แต่ครั้งเดียวนะครับในการป้องกันนะครับการเก็บบอล7เขาแย่งบอลยังไม่สำเร็จเลี้ยงลูกผ่าน2ครั้งกันชนะดวลพื้นนะครับ1จาก8ครั้งถูกทำฟาวล์1แล้วก็ฟาวล์ไป3นะครับนี่ครับคือหลักๆนะครับของเชลซีในค่ำคืนนี้นะต้องรอลุ้นนะครับรอลุ้นอะไรรู้ว่าพี่ตัวที่เจ็บเนี่ยครับเพื่อนๆโอฟาน่าเนี่ยบาดเจ็บเอ็นไขว้หัวเข่านะช่วงปลายปีมีนา2024อ่ะปีหน้าเลยนะแล้วก็ชโลบาบาดเจ็บกล้ามเนื้อเลยด้านหลังนะครับยังไม่ทราบแน่ชัดแล้วก็ลิเจมเหมือนกันบาดเจ็บกล้ามเนื้อบริเวณต้นขาด้านหลังอันนี้ก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันโมดิกบาดเจ็บก็ยังไม่รู้ว่ากลับมาเมื่อไหร่แล้วก็เป็นครับก็บาดเจ็บเหมือนกันแล้วก็เอ็นคูนะครับบาดเจ็บเข่าช่วงต้นพฤศจิกา2023แล้วก็ชุกมูเมก้านะครับได้รับบาดเจ็บอันนี้ก็เพิ่งเจ็บเมื่อนัดที่แล้วเลยต้องกลางตุลานู่นเลยครับเจ็บ2เดือนแล้วก็เบเนชิลนะครับกันยา2023น่าจะเป็นเดือนหน้าแล้วก็โบจานะครับโบย่านะไม่ใช่โบจาช่วงกลางกันยา2023เนี่ยคือตัวเจ็บเยอะมากๆเลยของเชลซีอ่ะดูดิครับเพื่อนๆแล้วตัวหลักๆทั้งนั้นอ่ะพี่เพื่อนก็ดูดิของเชลซีอ่ะโอ้โหน่าเครียดแทนโค้ชนะผมว่าน่าจะเครียดแทนโค้ชมากๆเลยก็ไลน์ฮิมเตอร์ลิงนะครับวันนี้ยิงไป2แอสซิสต์ไป1ด้วยสุดยอดครับทำให้จบเกมนะครับก็ เชลซีชนะไปได้ก็น่าจะไม่มีอะไรแล้วครับสถิติต่างๆก็ผมก็ได้เล่าไปหมดแล้วอันนี้มาดูคะแนนล่าสุดนะครับจะอยู่อันดับ8นะครับเพื่อนๆคะแนนแบบล่าสุดจะเป็นชนะ1เสมอ1แล้วก็แพ้1นะครับก็มี4คะแนนนะครับจาก3นัดก็ที่1ยังเป็นไบรตันนะครับแข่ง2นัดมี6คะแนนที่2เป็นแมนซิตี้นะครับ2นัดมี6คะแนนแต่ประตูได้เสียนะครับไบรตันบวก6แมนซิตี้บวก4แล้วก็ที่3นะครับอาร์เซนอลนะมี6คะแนนเหมือนกันแต่ประตูได้เสียเราแค่บวก2นะนี่ครับก็คือจะบอกว่ามีแค่3ทีมเท่านั้นนะครับที่ชนะ2นัดแรกนอกนั้นยังไม่มีใครชนะ2นัดแรกเลยนะครับเพื่อนๆเนี่ยทั้งไบรตันนะครับชนะ2ซิตี้ชนะ2อาร์เซนอลก็ชนะ2เหมือนกันแต่ทีมอื่นก็ยังไม่มีเลยนะครับส่วนใหญ่จะเสมอ1ชนะ1นะครับเนี่ยทั้งของเบนฟอร์ดลิเวอร์พูลสเปอร์เวสต์แฮมแต่เชลซีเตะไป3นัดแล้วนิวคาสเซิลนี่ก็แข่ง2นัดชนะ1แพ้1เหมือนกันนะครับก็ต้องรอลุ้นนะครับลุ้นกันยาวๆสำหรับพรีเมียร์ลีกฤดูกาลนี้นะผมว่าสนุกครับไม่ต้องห่วงหรอกแล้วก็เดี๋ยวเรามาดูผมขออนุญาตเปิดโปรแกรมนัดถัดไปของเชลซีนะครับคืนนี้โปรแกรมนัดถัดไปนะแมตช์นัดถัดไปของเชลซีนะครับจะเจอวิมเบิลดันนะครับใน FA คัพนะ EFL บอลคาราบาวครับนะครับเพราะต้องไปเล่นรอบ2นะเพราะเชลซีจบอันดับ2ก็เลยต้องไปเล่นรอบ2นะครับเงินก็ทำให้มีโปรแกรมมากขึ้นมาอีกตี 1:45 นะครับในคืน31 สิงหาคมนะแล้วก็กลับมาอีกทีนู่นครับวันที่2 กันยายนวันเสาร์จะเปิดบ้านเจอนอตติงแฮมฟอร์เรสต์แล้วก็ไปเยือนบอร์นมัธในวันที่17แล้วก็กลับมาในบ้านนะครับในวันเสาร์ที่23เจอแอสตันวิลล่าแล้วก็วันอังคารที่3ตุลานะครับเจอฟูลแลมไปเยือนฟูลแลมนะครับที่7เจอเบอร์นลี่นะครับนี่ครับคู่ใหญ่ก็ที่ไฮไลท์ก็น่าจะเป็นวันที่21วันเสาร์ที่21ตุลาคมนะครับเชลซีจะเปิดบ้านเจออาร์เซนอลเวลา 5 ทุ่มนะครับ 5 ทุ่มครึ่งก็ประมาณนี้นะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ก็วันนี้ดีใจด้วยครับกับแฟนเชลซีนะครับเนี่ยครับเดี๋ยวดูสถิติดูค่าตัวที่ได้มาจากเซาท์ดันเนี่ยครับ 64.9 ล้านปอนด์นะครับเพื่อนๆลาเวียนะลามิโอลาเวียแล้วก็ไกเซโดนี่128 ล้านน่าจะเป็นยูโรนะถ้าผมดูหน่วยไม่ผิดขออนุญาตดูแป๊บนึงนะใช่ครับน่าจะเป็นยูโรหน่วยเป็นยูโรนะ64.9 ล้านยูโรนะครับเนี่ยไบรตันก็เป็น128.6 ล้านยูโรนะซันเชสนี่ได้มา23 ล้านยูโรดีซาซี่นี่ก็ได้มา45 ล้านยูโรจากโมนาโกนะครับซื้อตัวแพงนะเหมือนตัวไม่ค่อยดังมากแต่ผมว่าเชลซีก็ซื้อแพงอยู่เหมือนกันนะเนี่ยครับซื้อมาหลายตัวนะครับเนี่ยซามูเอลสมิธอย่างเงี้ยแจ็คสันจากบิโอลิวก็37 ล้านแล้วก็มอเรล่านะครับอันนี้ย้ายมาฟรีนะแล้วก็เอ็นคูนะครับเนี่ยก็มาเมื่อฤดูกาลนี้นะครับ66 ล้านยูโรแต่ก็เจ็บอีกครับน่าเสียดายครับเอนโซเนี่ยครับ120.8 ล้านยูโรนะซื้อเยอะมากนะครับเชลซีใช้เงินไปเยอะมากๆพูดตามตรงเลยก็เดี๋ยวเรารอดูนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆว่าเชลซีฤดูกาลนี้จะเป็นอย่างไรนะครับก็ประมาณนี้นะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆก็ขอบคุณมากการรับชมรับฟังนะครับก็ก่อนจากกันนะครับฝากกด Subscribe ฝากกด กระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนไปด้วยนะครับพี่ๆเพื่อนก็เดี๋ยวเราคืนพรุ่งนี้เรามาดูอาร์เซนอลแอมและดูกับแอสตันวิลล่าทำฟอเรสต์พูดขออภัยครับพูดผิดแมนยูเจอนอตติงปุ้มพร้อมกันเลยนะเวลาปุ้มถ้าผมมาไม่เลย3 ทุ่มก็อย่าว่ากันนะครับได้เหมือนเดิมนะครับเพื่อนๆก็คนที่ชอบฟุตบอลนะครับมีจิตใจรักฟุตบอลเรามาเชียร์ฟุตบอลไปด้วยกันนะครับขอบคุณมากจริงๆนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆตามรับชมกันมาถึงณเวลานี้นะตี 4แล้วขอบคุณมากจริงๆครับพรุ่งนี้ก็ตื่นมาทำงานกันได้นะพรุ่งนี้วันเสาร์บางที่ก็หยุดก็ขอให้ผู้พี่ทุกท่านนะครับรับฝันดีราตรีสวัสดิ์ฝากกด subscribe ฝากตามนะครับกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนไว้ด้วยแล้วก็ใครจะซัพพอร์ตช่องครับก็ตัวโค้ดที่ท่านเห็นแล้วก็เลขบัญชีอมเพย์นะครับที่เห็นที่หน้าจอได้เลยนะครับขอบคุณมากจริงๆครับที่ติดตามรับชมรับฟังนะครับก็ขอให้ฟุตบอลเป็นมากกว่าฟุตบอลนะครับไม่ว่าเราจะเป็นแฟนฟุตบอลทีมไหนเราก็เชียร์กันได้หมดนะครับไม่ต้องยึดติดว่าทีมนี้มันเป็นคู่อริเราไม่ดูมันหรือว่าทีมนี้เราไม่ชอบมันเราไม่ดูมันคือคนที่มาดูในช่องผมก็ผมเป็นแฟนอาร์เซนอลก็จริงแต่ผมก็ดูเชลซีผมก็ดูแมนยูผมก็ดูแมนซิตี้ผมก็ดูสเปิร์มไม่จำเป็นนะครับว่าเราเป็นแฟนอาร์เซนอลเราก็ไม่ต้องดูทีมอื่นเลยหรือว่าเราไม่ต้องเชียร์ทีมอื่นเราก็เชียร์กันสนุกสนานได้แต่ทีมที่เรารักก็คือทีมที่ก็ฝากเพื่อนๆนะครับวันนี้นะครับราตรีสวัสดิ์ฝันดี